We are tWoTcast, and this is the twat charity 24-hour podcast-athon. You're listening and viewing tWoTcast, the Wheel of Time reread podcast. I'm Joe, and with me as always is Jono.
Jono!
Hey, Jono.
Hey. Whose echo is on? Fantastic.
It's going well so far.
You might want to have headphones in, Jono.
Oh, is it me? I don't see how...
I don't hear it now. All right, going great. Keep going.
So this is our episode starting off the inaugural and possibly annual, but we don't know yet.
Or possibly only.
tWoTcast marathon, podcast marathon. 24 hours long. There's going to be lots of podcasts. It's going to go crazy. Tom is sometimes here too and is with me tonight as well.
Yeah, study your breath. I'm
Hey,
always
Tom.
here. I'm always here for the Wheel of Time.
You're not always here.
I'm always here for the Wheel of Time and also for charity. You can't say I'm not always here for charity because it's the only time we've done this.
That's true.
And I'm here.
I guess you are.
I've
always
been here
for charity.
100% of the time for all of the charity shows.
So actually, Tom created the charity show. And Tom, maybe you could have a drink and tell us a little bit of what happened to create this lovely expression of your just desire for fairness in the world.
Having a drink right now.
Okay.
About creating it, it's mostly because every time we see anybody join the twitter-athon community, at least on Twitter, I've heard less good things about the Facebook community.
Yeah.
I've never engaged with it, so I don't know. Everyone's very happy to join the community and talks about how positive it is. And then every time we interact with them, like just nonstop, with never anything negative. And any other fandom I ever get involved with or see anything about or hear anything from anybody, they're always, it's horrible. You read the comments on or just replies on anybody's anything, it is the absolute worst. I feel like we're really lucky with what we have with all the people in this community. I think it's really well exemplified just by all the people that we had that instantly volunteered to be a part of this and join up with it. I think it's a shame that other people don't get to experience that with some of the things that they love. So why not raise money for an organization that really promotes trying to make that happen for everybody?
Beautiful.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I suppose kind of, the problem I have is the fact that I'm an asshole and you guys are two of my best friends and you're assholes too. And, you kind of get separated into kind of one bucket of how's your humor going to go? Make fun of. But you've got a good point. And it's just always weird to actually see, the reality within us that we're actually not bags of shit. And we're supposed to curse on this, right? I think that's the point.
Curse as much as you want.
Fuck it.
Well, technically, we didn't tell them we could curse already, but
Yeah,
sure.
children
Children shouldn't be in the room for this one.
Yeah, real quick, language warning, taste warning,
Taste, yeah. There's
spoiler warning.
I guess the standard warnings would apply to our online podcast as much as it would for our podcast in general. But yeah, we're a reread podcast. We're reading through the Wheel of Time for the second time.
Yeah.
As a podcast.
I don't know.
But we'll talk about any of the parts of the book we want to talk about, maybe. And then Maria Simmons is going to join us in a little bit here, and we're going to talk about whatever we want with her. So if you haven't read all the series, you might want to jump out of this show. I don't think we'll have spoiler-heavy stuff, but you never know.
Yeah, hang out
we curse a lot. So we're not a child-friendly show, so,
hang out for the next few minutes.
If your kid is sitting next to you right now, you probably shouldn't have them there.
Once Maria joins, we'll start talking about the books, and then...
Jimmy just said Jono warning. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. So to your point, we're actually going to have spoilers for not just the Wheel of Time, possibly Sanderson, as well as Warriors de Alta Ii, which is, of course, the one-off book that Robert Jordan wrote well before the Wheel of Time.
You mispronounced that.
What's that?
You mispronounced that.
Oh, where is the alta?
Yeah, that's it. That's better. Much
Weird
better.
cover art. You should have seen how much they struggled with kind of the accent marks and all that. But so we're gonna probably have some hard hitting questions for her, not literally, because again, this is for charity. We're not gonna hit people, women especially, but kind of moving questions at her.
You're doing a really good job.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm glad that you think not hitting people is charitable.
Yeah. Well, look,
Well, it's definitely the opposite of bullying, Tom. Not hitting is not bullying.
Speaking of charity, let's give people a link so they can donate.
Well, the link to donate is actually just down in the description, so you can donate at any time during the entire 24-hour stream here on YouTube.
There's a link there. There's a link on the banner. It's justgiving.com/fundraising/the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, so you can donate at any time during the entire 24 hours and help us make the rest of the internet a little more like the tiny little corner oasis of awesomeness that is #Twitter of Time on Twitter.
I want to give a real quick shout out, by the way, to the level of professionalism that's happening here. Is like Joe has that amazing Wheel of Time background going on. I have a
That's a tWoTcast background. I don't know what you're talking about.
Taviran Tees put this together. It's on, I forget what it is. Like, what do you call it? That's like nice. Help me out. That I actually paid extra money for. Canvas? Yeah, we'll go with Canvas. And then Tom has, of course, cutting edge paper and tape that you don't really see everywhere. So that's just, fuck me, it's professional. And I
don't see paper and tape in your house or Joe's.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're elevating.
That's true.
No, you're the only one not obscuring the point here. Like,
I would call Tom's more like handcrafted.
Yeah. Like the Wheel of Time craft community is one of those things that really is underplayed. I mean, and if you go to JordanCon, RIP this year, but soon to be next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
Like you can get some of this to your tees. I think that's probably just a road sign.
Can't get any of that, Jono.
Yeah,
all the licenses are gone.
Yeah.
Don't tease people.
You can with a time machine.
The Wheel Weaves just posted in the chat, and they said their section of the podcast will be spoiler free. So there are a lot of podcasts on here that won't be spoiler heavy. Again, we're not planning to have spoilers on ours, but we will discuss editing the books as a whole with Maria. So
yeah, it's going to be hard to talk about Maria editing the entire series without some
talking
kind of
about
spoiler.
That. Yeah.
Unless
so again, maybe we can say spoiler warning before she answers or something if it's a question pointed at one of the later books or whatnot. But we'll try to be careful because usually we just edit this and we're not live. So like this is a kind of a new animal for us. So we're going to be like, oh, we shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, the stream is probably going to be a net positive for the two of you and a net negative for me, because Joe does a great job of filtering some of the more asinine things. And
Actually true.
Yeah, like there's
without any kind of edit function here, it's going to be pretty iffy.
It's gonna be problematic, especially considering I don't know what you guys got. And then for when White Tower Pod joins, I got my shot glass over there. So looking forward to that.
Tom, you want to talk a little bit about the charity itself, or should we just pepper that in throughout?
Yeah, we can.
What do you want to
do it throughout. I mean, it's the Cyber Smile Foundation. Have we even said that so far?
We have not.
Because that would be somewhat.
We're really good at this.
Somewhat negligent.
The Cyber Smile Foundation actually has sponsored the Cyber Smile above Tom's head and to his left, on our right.
That's true. That is a digital smile. It's not real.
That's Damon.
Oh.
So tell them about the charity.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They were founded in 2010, and I'm definitely not reading this off a piece of paper. Just one of the biggest charities to stop cyberbullying. They do it through, I guess, education, and then they also do a lot of support for people that have had a lot of trouble with cyberbullying. I think with our community focused on a series of fantasy books that we're all super, super involved in, that we talk about all the time, there's a possibility that some of us might have experienced some bullying at some point in our lives.
Yeah.
No, just
we're both just like, uh-huh.
Yeah, no, the internet,
Good.
as we all know, relatively toxic. They're trying to educate people, research how to fix things, and just make people a little more aware of it. They're trying to take care of the problem. It's a mountain of a task, but
yeah, it's really kind of, I don't even know where you begin tackling that. It's going to be kind of interesting to see what they do with our money. Let's talk about the schedule of podcasts that we have. And the reason we are even able to put something together like this is because The Wheel of Time's obviously going to become a show on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you guys heard about that. It's kind of a secret. But
what?
It's going to be a show.
If it's a secret, why would you talk about it?
Well, sometimes you talk about things that, I don't mean to be broadcasting it, but also making it our secret. But
you're literally broadcasting right now.
It's a show. Oh. So the point being is, like, ever since the show started coming out, podcasts started coming out of the woodwork, and there's so many of them now, and we wanted to, like, kind of gather them all up and, sort of showcase mostly a new podcast. Also some of the YouTube channels like Fantasy News with Daniel Green, The Dusty Wheel with Matt Hatch, The Innkeeper, they're all going to jump on too. But we have a bunch of podcasts to talk about here. So I don't know if you want to go down the list per se, but right following after us will be the White Tower podcast with Jen and Jess. And later on tonight will be the Wheel Weaves with Danny and Brett. And after that, we have the Fourth Tavern podcast with Justin and Mark. And that kind of like crosses over into Saturday.
They have a badger, right? That Fourth Tavern? Like that comes.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I also think it's strange one of them's not named Dav.
Yeah. It's weird. But, maybe
beyond strange.
Give us a name for it.
Starting around 1 a.m. is the Black Tower podcast with with Andrew, Josh, and Daniel. And they're going to start the really late shows. After that, we have Dan and Ryan with The Way of the Leaf, and Malkir Talks after that with Malkir Rob. Podcast of the Dragon comes after that, and it has Morgan the Grey Warder as the host. And Watt Spoilers will kind of be starting the day schedule at 6 a.m. with Seth and Patrick.
I'll be up for it.
I will be too, because right after that, Lan at Malkir's King on Twitter. If you guys follow Twitter Time on Twitter, he does some awesome Tai Chi. Lan teaches Tai Chi videos. And he pre-recorded his because he couldn't be there live. So I'm going to put that up for him tomorrow morning. So I'll be awake as well.
That's our one cheat, but I really wanted him to be on this. So. And he was not going to be able to make it live.
He's kind of the best. Like, he might be the soul, the emblematic piece of.
I mean, he was one of the most vocal early on people on Twitter at the time.
And
he's the standard bearer for kind of our group on Twitter.
He's
not putting up with people's negative bullshit, really.
Yeah.
Like, he always jumps into the. And
Watt Spoilers
very
just posted
diplomatic.
It'll be 3 a.m. for them, not 6 a.m. Because they're in California, I guess.
I'm
sorry.
Before we move on to the rest of them too, thanks to everybody that signed up for the overnight shifts, because there was a minute there where we had a big gap between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. where I thought we were going to have to do it. That would not have been
I
good
would have done it.
That wouldn't have been good for anybody. I would have been
a lot of Red Bull and vodka.
I mean, I would have done it, but it would have gone really, really bad.
Very interesting effort between the two of us.
Don't confuse this next podcast with us. It's called Talk Aran Riyadh, and it's Joe, Jen, and Tom.
Or is it us?
Yeah.
With one of us.
I think it's almost like they did that on purpose.
What do you deem?
Another Turnings podcast with Jesse and Ben comes up after that, and after that we have Fantasy News with Daniel Green. And the important part there, aside from Daniel's show in general, is that he'll have the co-founder of Cybersmile on, because that guy had some interesting time scheduling. He gave us a big block, but wasn't where we were at, so we had to
He's in the
kind
United.
of pushed that onto somebody else.
It's Dan.
Daniel was nice enough to jump on that.
Dan Raisback or Riseback. I'm not sure. I'm probably butchering the name, but he's in.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher his last name.
He's in the United Kingdom, so.
Okay. Right.
Everyone, please tune in for that quick little bit just to hear him talk about.
That'll be at
charity.
11 a.m.
Yeah, 11 to 11:15.
We should probably have started with the whole thing that we're Eastern time and therefore ignorant of everyone else's time.
And our time's the only time that matters.
But we don't know what time.
Yeah, they should really make Eastern.
Greendale was in Colorado.
No.
So you got to take out 2 hours, Tom.
After that, we have Wheel Talk with Recap of Sadai, and she has a YouTube channel, or he. I don't really know what the pronoun he's going with, but he'll be on, or she will be on after Daniel. Then it's Stuck on Arrakis with Leslie, The Wheel Reads with Alan, Ian, and Chris, and Wheel Takes with Allie and Gus after that. And then at 5:15, Dusty Wheel will be on with Matt Hatch, the Innkeeper. And then after that, at 6:30, we'll close out the show, tWoTcast with John and Tom, and we'll have Maria and Alan and Harriet and Kathy or Kitty from DragonMount.com and their YouTube channel on as well. So we have a bunch of people planned for the last show. That being said, Maria's waiting patiently for us, so we're going to let her in.
Let's bring her in.
All right.
Guys, Michael Bolton's out here.
You killed me. All right, I'm done for the night. Maria, you're on mute. Joe, unmute her, if you will.
Asked to unmute.
She'll get there.
Yep.
There she is. She's coming in. Hi, Maria.
Okay. Where's my video?
Well, I can turn it on for you if you'd like.
Oh, no. I just...
God's the power of God.
Maria, just click the video icon. There you go. Hi.
Yeah. No, I do this a lot with my knitting group. I have more control then, apparently.
Knitting circle.
I see. Oh, it's because you're not the host of the meeting. Or do you lead the knitting group?
Oh, no. I'm never the host.
I don't know.
Of course not. You're not the oldest. You are quite probably the youngest.
Well, look here. I love your lovely tiara.
Well, thank you. It seemed like a tiara-worthy occasion. If anybody had told me at JordanCon 2 back in 2010 that I would get really excited to be with tWoTcast on a Friday night in 2020, and like, what the hell?
You would have been like, get the out of here.
In fairness, what the hell is still the right question.
Yeah, that's true.
Somewhat.
That's true. Hi, Maria. It's been so long. I haven't seen you in forever. I miss you.
I know. Miss you.
I haven't seen you in even longer.
That's true.
I
Tom's
saw you
been away for
briefly.
a while.
JordanCon dance party virtually.
Yeah, for just a quick minute. I think you saw my wife dancing more than you saw me on the camera. But...
Maria, I want to thank you. Did you watch Jeopardy at 7:30?
Yeah.
Damn it. So we jumped on early. So like what people don't know, an important part of our relationship here, which is totally not carnal, is probably every 6 months, something like that, emails about Jeopardy. And lately, obviously, as we're gearing up for this podcast, it was filled with our good friend Frank. What's his name?
Frankenberger.
Frank
Spangenberger.
Which is, of course, my favorite last name, and it sounds like something that I may have made up. But Maria is a very, very avid Jeopardy fan, which is something I absolutely support. So I'm glad we didn't have to take you away from that, although we took myself away, which pissed me off.
No, I planned everything. So
yeah, she timed it perfectly, Jono. Of course.
Tequila Day.
Did we realize what, Maria?
It's National Tequila Day.
Oh,
and
that's funny because my wife made me a margarita.
I am well aware.
Cheers.
Well, I am drinking the drink that Alan invented for one of the tWoTcasts when there was a competition.
Oh, really? You know, when he won that night, Barmaster.
Oh, I should have brought my glass in. Yeah.
I do still have my Barmaster glass.
Well, you did
Yeah,
so
I
much.
had to buy like 5 of them, I think, just to give him one.
You did.
You can only order like a certain amount. Anyway,
Yeah, Maria.
weird niche topic.
Yeah, Maria, introduce yourself to
the
I guess
at
the
large,
sad
who
people
might
that
not
don't know who you are. Yeah, which is
Hi, I'm
bummer.
Maria Simmons. I went to work for Robert Jordan nearly 25 years ago. I still work for his widow, Harriet, and I love the Wheel of Time.
Oh, all right.
There you go. It's a pretty good introduction.
Yeah. So 25 years ago, probably 1995, if I were to guess, although that could be, I guess.
You don't have to guess. It's math. Study your math.
Well, she said. So, was it right after book 6 had come out or book 5?
Book 7 was actually in progress. It was January 1st, 1996. January 1st, 1996. So.
Okay. So we had Alan on a couple months ago. Forget why. I think he was just drunk. But we kind of talked a little bit about kind of what that was like, and we knew that he joined. Kind of a little Johnny come lately, if I'm right about Alan. I mean, what does he know compared to you? The answer is nothing. But we get a lot of questions that kind of just privately about like, that's awesome that you guys know them, that kind of things. Like, what do they do almost, as an editor, and like kind of, I don't know, talk to us about that. It's weird asking you questions like I don't know what you do, but at the same time, that's what you do, Maria, or did, or still do, probably.
Well, I don't do as much editing these days. I'm having a lot more adventures. But when we were working on the books with Jim, with Brandon, Jim had a list of questions that had to be answered while he was writing the book. And it started off, there were, just questions. And then there were questions and urgent questions. And then there were questions, urgent questions, ultra urgent questions, super urgent. I mean, it was things like, give me 3 examples of speech from somebody from this country. Or what color eyes did somebody have? Just things like that. Just, he would not be sure about something. And then of course it was just reading and saying, wait a minute, Jim, you say here that no keeper has been removed from office in 1,000 years.
Right.
Before Albiaran. And yeah, that's right. And it's like, what about Leanna? Yeah.
Damn.
So just trying to keep up with all the characters and details.
So that's what a continuity editor is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everything straight.
Can you talk about how like you got the job with Bandersnatch and like how you came to work there?
Sure. Pure luck. But
yeah.
My husband's great uncle married Harriet's aunt. So they are not related, but they have cousins in common. So Harriet was actually at my wedding.
Congratulations again, by the way.
Even though I didn't know her, it was way back in 1986. But my husband was in the Navy. We were in California, and I did some editing for a slightly blue publisher.
I want to know more about that.
We already
did. Yes.
We'll circle back to that.
I'm on. And then we moved to Panama for a while, and we finally came back to Charleston. And I was running the lunch program at my kids' school, which it was fun, but it was very part-time and not really what I wanted to do. And one day my husband ran into Harriet on the street and said, hey, do you know anybody who needs an editor? And, she asked him a few questions about why he was asking. And he told her, about my experience in editing. And she said, well, we don't need an editor, but we could use some help with fan mail and filing. And a couple weeks later, we were at a party with them, Harriet and Jim. And I talked to Jim, and that was basically my job interview. And the next week I came home and had a message that Jim Rigney called. He has work for you. And that's where it all started. And it was just fan mail and filing 12 hours a week. It just kind of grew from there.
That's awesome. What year was that?
So
96?
96.
Also,
how long did you take to establish your dominance as a brilliant mind in the Wheel of Time? I mean, how long before they were like, oh, we can use her for a lot more than fan mail and filing?
It really didn't take long. Part of it, I kind of lied a lot.
That's how all relations start.
Now, like when I first started to do the fan mail, Jim handed me a laptop and said, you know how to use this, don't you? And I'd never used a laptop in my life. It was an IBM ThinkPad. I'd used other computers. It was like, so I was like, sure, I can do it. And they were using WordPerfect, the old kind where you had to use all the claw commands, more like DOS. And he's like, can you manage this? And I was like, well, I've never seen that before. And he was, here's a book. And it was like, oh yeah, I can do this. So I kind of had to teach myself as I went. And pretty much anytime Jim said, can you do this? I would say yes, whether or not I was absolutely sure I could do it. And he's like, wait,
well,
I
feel like that's every job.
Yeah. But he said, can you catalog my library? And I was like,
yeah,
sure. And, it finally, I made up our own cataloging system and it grew to 15,000 books. And I had real librarians look at my cataloging system and they didn't laugh too hard.
I sit down.
Okay. Yeah, not bad. John Tom.
Well, how did you go? I mean, so you started with that and did some cataloging and were an editor, and then all of a sudden you were in charge of like the comic books and potential movie franchises and TV stuff. Like, how did that come about? They really put you in charge of everything.
It just kind of grew. And we won't even talk about fish ponds and renovations of old offices and stuff. It just basically,
you did great work. By
anything they threw at me, generally speaking, I could deal with. So they would ask me to do other things and I tried to deal with them. And I'm not that big in the the TV series.
Yeah.
I wish I could do more, like have a cameo, but
I wish you could.
They'll do that at some point. I feel
like we can make that happen.
I feel certain at some point they'll be like, hey, can you just walk across the screen wearing a shawl? That's red.
Maybe
definitely Jennifer Lee wants you to wear a tiara through it. Now, I want you to know, by the way, so my computer is artificially held up off of a small table by a couple of books, all Wheel of Time, and then something called The Companion. It's got your name on it.
Yeah.
If you guessed, I don't know, 25, 26 years ago, would you have thought that would have happened? It's kind of a fucking amazing thing. And it's delightful that, by the way, thank you for holding my computer up so I can see myself so majestically in this Home Alone t-shirt. But no, it's probably one of the most bizarre, what the fuck happened kind of stories. And by the way, you're supposed to curse on the cyber charity thing. For charity, they throw $1 every time someone says something bad.
If you're not cursing, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. But it's just kind of one of the most bizarre, how did you get here? And then Alan's story is nearly the exact same, just, different angle, but the same idea of just, I don't know, bullshit, and here I am. I'm just somehow one of the most knowledgeable people at the Wheel of Time.
Alan's wife talked me into hiring him.
Yeah.
We heard that.
He was the first person I ever hired. I've only hired 2 people. He was the first one, and it's like, damn, I'm good.
And the second person, don't bring it up.
Now, the second person I just hired about 3 months ago, and oh my God, he's working out really well too.
And his name is Joe from tWoTcast.
Yeah. His name is Dennis, and he's the best handyman ever.
Oh, I've had.
Oh yeah, handyman.
Yeah.
No, this is from my newest job thing, project property manager kind of deal at work.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Who would you say is better, the new Joe or Alan? Who do you think's your better hire? Was it Alan or is it this new Joe?
I don't know.
Oh, so probably
Alan's
probably
in the
knew
running
Joe.
for not the best.
Alan's gone. Alan left.
Oh, I see. It's a little
You're gonna
resentment
see
there.
him
I see
tomorrow.
how it is. You know, he's probably watching right now, right as we speak, Maria. He's
Really?
crying into his wife's shoulder.
I don't think so.
While sitting on his bidet.
You're right, because he's emotionless.
And also probably into the bidet. Although I guess the bidet is crying into his rectum.
All right. Well, typically I would mute my microphone and take a pause, but we're live, so I do not have that luxury.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well,
My dog had surgery yesterday.
Oh, really?
Doing very well, but basically she had to have one of her anal glands removed. So
interesting.
Donna, this is right up your alley.
Shaved that, and anytime y'all start talking about the bad
Alan
humor,
just put in the tweet, "You can all fuck off." I'm sorry, chat, not tweet. I'm sorry. Go on, dog, anal gland.
I apologize.
Continue.
Anyway,
It's the
You said you
content
had his Allen gland removed?
no.
Oh, okay.
Why did I say I would do this?
I'm not really
It's a
sure.
really good question.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, tomorrow night you'll be on with Harriet and Alan, and you don't have to talk a lot.
Or we don't have to talk a lot because we find you guys far more interesting than Joe or Tom.
Oh, that's true. That is true. You are far more interesting than us.
You will literally even us out in numbers. 3 from Team Jordan, 3 from tWoTcast, and honestly, we're well aware of the importance of the fact that people don't really want to listen to us; they want to listen to you.
And honestly, we're probably outnumbered once you count that anal glandless dog. So
I wasn't the one that brought up the rectum, damn it.
I see. You were just following on Jono's lead.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my wife's
Man,
job. So what are you knitting,
how
by the way?
silly of us.
Oh, it's just a little shrug.
Is it an adorable dress for my daughter?
No, sorry.
All right.
Is that right?
I guess I'll just have to cherish the one I've already got.
impressive that you can knit, wear a tiara, talk about your dog's anal glands, and be on a live podcast all at the same time.
That is true. That's
Can't be
pretty
easy to do.
interesting.
Don't forget drinking.
Hey guys, I was just checking in with the charity, and we're at 14%. We've raised $728.
Hey, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
not bad.
We went from $0 when this started to over $700.
That's not true. We started
Not
at
one dime did we
$516.
raise. Not one dime did we raise before this started. It's
Hey, that
impressive.
means we've done $200 since we started. 30
enough.
minutes ago. That's not bad.
Oh, yeah. I just remembered Steve Hansen says hi.
Oh, hi,
I
Steve.
love Steve Hansen. I was just talking to him. He sent me a package from you guys that we can't discuss in any way.
Great package.
Definitely not.
Great package.
Not here.
Yeah, it was really entertaining, and I literally can't say anything more.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, can you tell me more about the comic book thing that you were basically the main editor on? I'd love to hear about it because I love comic books.
When it began, Jim was still alive, and it was a partnership with Red Eagle and the DeBell brothers, and we got I don't remember how many comic books we got finished, and then there was some trouble and it went on hiatus. And in the meantime, Jim died. And when we got the ability to finish it with the DeBells, I was the one who had been working on it. So I kept going. And it was a lot of fun.
Did that leave like a bittersweet taste in your mouth? Because it kind of like happened while his death was happening, and did it make it difficult to work on that project, or?
I just wanted to get it. He started it. I wanted to finish it for him.
Okay.
So, and then of course
I did
We
not
moved
need to
on
bring
to
up such a sore
the world.
subject. I'm sorry, Maria.
No, so we moved on to the eye of the world, and then Tor decided
Yeah.
we didn't need to great hunt. But one day, maybe.
All right. Well, you know who to keep in mind if you need an artist for the Wheel of Time comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forgot that you didn't join a charity podcast. You joined the Joe O'Hara charity podcast, wherein he's trying to audition for work. I think, Joe, we had a couple questions from Maria, kind of just about. I know one of them was from someone whose name I've forgotten, so maybe you can help me out here. Kind of about
Talking about the Twitter questions.
Yeah, let's get on to that.
So we had Alan on for JordanCon Online, and we asked them to Twitter in general to give us questions for Alan, but it was really for any of the editors of the Wheel of Time, for you or yourself or Harriet. So I mean, I can go through some of these. Obviously, it was a unique situation, but what was an unexpected challenge of having to change and blend two authors for the last books? And that is from Steph at Steph O. Kingston from many months ago when we were talking to Alan.
I'm sorry, I got to think about that. And it was very hard.
Yeah.
Brandon wisely chose not to try and follow Jim's style.
Mm-hmm.
I think we would still be working on a Memory of Light if we were trying to make. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to follow
that's a good point.
Style. And I think Brandon did the most fabulous job ever. But
Is there anything that stands out in your mind in terms of like blending the two authors or having it make it work or make it make sense? Or were you just like, let Brandon be Brandon, let Robert be Robert, we'll kind of just mash it together and make a book?
Oh my gosh, there were so many discussions about this person would never say that and this person would never do that. And
right.
And we had to back up why we were saying that. And it wasn't something necessarily other fans would know, but we had Jim's notes and we talked to Jim about all this. So it was just trying to make it all work. And Jim had left holes that Brandon had to fill in, and Brandon did a great job. And there was a reason there were 3 books and they took however many years to come out. It was a lot
I think it's a lot easier it's really easy for fans and people at this point in time to kind of look back at Brandon's installments and go like, well, he could have done this, or he didn't do this well enough, or blah, blah, blah. And it's just a lot of those complaints. Most of the time, my response ends up being something along the lines of like, can you believe we even have an ending? Like listen to what you're saying. Like we have an ending to the Wheel of Time when there was a very good possibility that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that's always my opinion.
Yeah,
I can never get over complaints when just the fact that you guys managed to pull this all together after that tragedy and somehow finish this thing off. It's incredibly impressive.
I don't think anybody other than Brandon could have done it. He was just amazing at listening and working. And
I mean, I would agree with that as a reader. I mean, looking back, I kind of go like, wow, how lucky were we that he was willing to do it, because I don't think there would have been anybody capable.
I remember bitching about 1 or 2 points only in book 12. Afterwards, like the voice seemed 100% smooth.
12 was a little rough in places. Yeah.
Well, only 2 or 3 points that really kind of stick out. But like, I remember us like afterwards talking, because I remember calling Joe actually when we found out that, and it's kind of it's fucked up from our sake to kind of talk about like how much it meant to us, because this is someone who was a personal friend, acquaintance, and partner of yours. So I feel like that no matter what you say is like, he meant so much to me as an author, is really downplaying what he meant to you as a friend and all that. Like, it's not really fair. And like the idea of kind of putting it in the same perspective is completely unfair. But I do remember, that being said, I do remember calling Joe and like, dude, kind of what the fuck, and telling him like, and like halfway crying. And if you cyberbullying me for that, fuck you. But like I
donation link in the description below.
Yeah, I still remember doing that. It was like where I was and all that. And like, I remember being like, I wish they'd kind of rewritten this one part about, I want, X character in one place. And then I remember being like, holy shit, though, this exists. And the idea that Sanderson, who has, was a great author to begin with. I remember reading his first book, and has become such an incredible author, did such work. Like all I can think of is like, look, I mean, of course, these are legitimate complaints. You feel like the voice is missing, but at the same time, the voice is there. The fact that the voice is there at all is so important. Something that would never have happened. And I'm really just looking forward to him working on, Game of Thrones and Patrick Rothfuss's book, because he's just going to finish all of them. I think that's amazing. You're laughing because it's true and you can't say anything because, your name is with his, but I appreciate that, Maria. And if I'm wrong, laugh some more. I mean, if I'm not wrong, shit.
You've ruined it.
Cyberbully me now.
So, on our earlier note of spoilers and our shitty delivery of said spoiler warning, this answer may involve some spoilers. So, Jane, I'm not going to even try to do her Twitter handle. Oh, no, do it to it, Jana. Were there any deaths in the last book that he would have liked to, or you would have liked to edit out? Sorry, that was written for Alan from many months ago. And also, who is your favorite character? Maria.
Who's your favorite character, good guy and bad guy?
Okay, let's go with editing out deaths. Not in the last 3 books. In the last book that Jim wrote, I was very upset that he killed Rollin, the Aiel who was, kind of.
Ah, okay. That would have been really interesting if he lived through that fight. That would have made it very.
Well, dramatic. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought one was going to, say, here she is, and, happy. And I read that part on the editing process, and I went running downstairs and was like, Jim, I can't believe it's Rollin. And he looks at me and he says, he was toast from the start.
Never really slap a woman's ass that doesn't belong.
He did do a really good job of making us care about him. Like at first you're just like, screw you, man. That's Perrin's lady. And then like halfway through you're like, all right, he's protecting her. He's pretty cool.
But
And then like eventually you're just like, no, you died. No. That was kind of interesting.
Oh, my favorite character. Well, duh. Matrim Coffin, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I have a follow-up. What deaths would you edit in? And please say Elaine.
No, I'm not going to say Elaine.
One of these days I'll get it.
Just pick one.
I don't know that I've really thought about that. Who I would like to die that didn't.
Personally, I feel like a lot more of the main characters could have died in the last battle. Not a ton, but there certainly could have been more deaths.
Like a 90%.
Yeah, less than 90%. What was that, Maria?
I'm still pissed at the Battle of Hogwarts. He killed, Rowling killed some people I really liked. Lupin and Tonks.
I think that's good because it shows that it's an actual battle.
How dare you?
The whole Bella thing, of course, was a little up and down. Did not want Bella to die, but she died. But hey,
you brought her back to life in the companion, though, so everything's fine.
And I think we should know that, the thing is, from a friendship, the glue that they all had afterwards was kind of, just amazing because of Bella.
So that was a fun.
Yeah.
And other characters I really like, Talmanes.
Oh yeah. Everybody loves him.
Yeah,
he was great. Brandon did a really good job with him too.
We all thought it was Talmanes or Talmanes or Talmanes.
We should have spent the hour getting every correct pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
No, that's my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you pronounced that wrong.
Yeah. It's not a pronunciation.
Always constantly pronounce the names from the Wheel of Time incorrectly.
Yeah. Anyway, back to actual shit that really involves Maria. I wasn't like. Never mind. I won't ask that. What's your favorite? If someone asked us like what your favorite book was.
Okay, my favorite book. That has changed a lot over the years. But these days I tend to vacillate between The Shadow Rising and Knife of Dreams.
Oh, Knife of Dreams. Okay.
Interesting.
Any particular reason why you're torn?
Well, I think part of it is Knife of Dreams was Jim's last.
Yeah.
And The Shadow Rising just had so much fabulous stuff going on.
Well, you finished. I'm sorry.
Knife of Dreams. When I first read the prologue, the first section of the prologue, Galad's fighting, what's his name? The White Cloak. And I read it and I'm editing and I realized something was wrong with that section.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't figure it out. And I was looking so hard and I was, like trying to act out the movements to make sure nobody was hitting wrong. And I couldn't figure out what was wrong. But I gave what I had to them and I was like, I think there's something else wrong, but I can't figure it out. That night at 1:00 in the morning, I sat up in the middle of the bed and said, oh my God, his last name is not Trakent. Because he had Galad Trakent instead of Galad Damodred. And I did, my conscious mind couldn't catch it because the Galad, it gets really easy to confuse things like that.
Well, especially, one of the things that's I've always loved so much is the amount of work put in from book one. And honestly, book one is my favorite just because literally everything's there, from a start. And, obviously things are kind of revisited and reamped and kind of whatever the fuck, but book one, everything's there. And when you meet Galad Trakent in book one, because that's not his goddamn last name, all the pieces are there for that to be an interesting battle and to be an interesting kind of what the fuck goes on and why that would be stuck in your head and why you'd get confused about it. The fact that echoes through the entirety of the series of who's related to whom and whose ancestry is what.
Question from the chat. Was killing Matt or Perrin ever on the table from the Credible Nerds?
No.
Damn it.
Okay. Short answer. Good.
What was
another comment from the chat?
Oh.
Did you say tall mayonnaise?
I got something to say. Hold on, Joe. The visual podcast. What were you going to say, Maria?
I'm sorry?
Oh, you had your hand up like you were going to say something.
Well, I was about Matt or Perrin death on the table.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Basically, the first time I really talked to Brandon before we got started on working on Gathering Storm, it was like, as long as you don't kill Matt, we're good.
So, just don't do that.
Would there have been a way he would have been allowed to do that?
No.
No. All right.
There were certain people that Jim had said they're going to survive, and they were going to survive. There were people that said maybe, maybe not.
Maria, what was the hardest book to work on?
14.
The last,
12.
Yeah.
Last one.
Well, actually, okay, 12 was hard just because we were adapting.
Because it's the transition, yeah.
But finishing it up, we were finishing it up without Jim. And, I think we did a great job.
Oh, God.
But it was hard.
So a question for you. There was a quick reference that I almost jumped in, but I'm too slow. We know Matt was not going to die because Jim had already planned the Outrigger novels wherein he was going to go to Shan-Chan and kind of help take back that continent, presumably. Again, not trying to ask the plot of that because it clearly doesn't exist, but how much of that kind of was already expected? How much of that was kind of fleshed out? What you can say, or if the answer is nothing, then, fuck it, next question.
It was essentially 2 sentences.
Okay, better than I've got.
So just a thought that he was like, I'll write this down, and then later on I'll come back to it, kind of thing.
Well, hold on. There are certain authors that write 2 sentences that take up, a couple paragraphs.
All right.
These weren't. He actually, once upon a time, described to me a scene where Perrin was on a boat going somewhere. But he didn't write it down, and this was before he was ill. So, it was just going to happen, and I didn't need to take notes or think about it. And I don't, I wish I had had a tape recorder or something, because I think he told me a little bit, but it was basically Perrin was on a boat going somewhere. And then there was a thing about Matt and Abudar wearing an eye patch for another one in the gutter.
Interesting. In the gutter. Valerie Jackson from the chat asks, if you could go to Randland, what would you do? In parentheses, without messing with the events of the book.
Also, unrelated, how much do you hate or love the term Randland?
That feels related.
I know with Randland, we had no name. I think that was adopted on the Usenet group pretty early on.
Yeah.
Which and it made sense, and it's fine. I think I said this somewhere else. If I were in Randland when all of this was going on, I'd probably be hiding under my bed because it would be scary. Kind of like 2020.
Correct. Also,
we're first to live in interesting times.
Over you, right? There's the bedpost over you. Like you said, you're hiding under your bed right now.
I would be tempted to, as I am right now.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
You call jail more than me. There's multiple reasons you call jail more than me.
Okay.
You want to do one more?
I mean, there's a few in the chat. I have a few Twitter questions still too. M Hale from the chat says, "Do you have any personal headcanon?" I don't really know exactly what he means by that. I guess he means, do you have anything in your head that you're like, this is canon, although it's not actually written in the books? And is there any insight
about relationships
to, like, your
or events
brain
that weren't written down?
Yeah, maybe.
I can't think of anything that's headcanon.
Like off the top of your head, yeah.
Off the top of my head.
Did all of your headcanon make it into the books?
Yeah, you get that advantage.
Pretty much, I think.
Okay. Joe Perry says, "What's the biggest thing that was missed in editing the series? Like any huge mistakes that you're like, oh my god, how did we miss that?" kind of thing.
Oh my god.
She's like, I have a list of thousands.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I have 85 pages of my corrections list of everything we've ever asked done.
Yeah.
Wow. Moiraine's cold blue stare comes to mind. The Gathering Storm or Towers of Midnight, where Egwene has been taken captive by the tower, and she comes out to the bridge, and everybody's meeting up, and the bridge is totally wrong. And that's
interesting.
That's one.
I don't think I would have noticed that. I didn't notice that.
Oh, people did.
They're writing you letters. How dare you describe those bridges incorrectly?
Well, actually, I had Theoryland and Dragon Mount solicit their readers, members, for things they had noticed that were off, so we could get them right. And
if you want me to personally berate Matt Hatch and Jason Denzel from Dragon Mount, I mean, I will do that.
No, they
not online, because that would be cyberbullying. But I will. I mean, I'll bully them in real life.
No. They were helpful.
So here's a question from Twitter called me. It's called executive privilege. Like, are there times that without getting too much into it, where the fandom's like love and excitement and like legitimate and I'm sure that like, people like me, like they get too much into it. Like, like, hey, that Moraine stare should be a Cole Brown stare, which sounds like a weird shit kind of thing. When they try to like correct you on what you've done wrong, where it's gone from like, hey, that's a helpful edit, to like, I don't need 100 people telling me what color her eyes are. It was just meant to be cold and icy, even though it was brown, and we just went too far. Like, does that happen a lot, or did that happen a lot?
Yeah. One of the really, let me think. Yeah, it was after a gathering storm, and a certain Wheel of Time website,
tWoTcast,
which normally it's not that concerned with stuff like continuity. There was a person on there demanding that I be fired.
Oh,
because
really?
I'm sorry.
There were all these mistakes, and he pointed out several mistakes that had made it to the book. And then he went on to say, Robert Jordan never made any mistakes.
yeah. How fucking dare you, Maria?
He did it because you were there.
Well, no.
Also, that was me. I apologize.
No, but anyway, you finished, Maria. I'm sorry, Joe interrupted.
This was a new enough person that he had read the books that had been corrected. So he didn't realize all these things had happened, and he was so upset, and people kept pointing him towards the Encyclopedia Watt, which had a list of errata and corrigenda and all the mistakes that had been made and fixed. So
Interestingly, yeah, I've actually looked through the Encyclopedia Watt for that errata, and how much do you want me to make the joke that's clearly on the tip of my lips, if you know what I mean, about the erotica and corrigenda?
Moving on.
We always know you.
That's crass. That's crass.
Moving on.
One of the a couple old versions of the books, and I remember. So we're in the middle of our reread right now for the podcast of book 2, and I forget what year the version of book 2 I have is. I picked it up from a used bookstore where a friend of mine works, and it's an old version of The Great Hunt, and like there's some like issues like a couple pages in. I was like, hey, what? I went and grabbed my paperback book, and I was like, holy shit, this is a really old version of book 2. And I went and put that thing right down and put it up and started using the paperback instead, just because I was like, well, if there's still this, it's got to be pretty old. And I don't want to fuck that up, because odds are it'll have alcohol or man juice on it, something, orange juice on it, something, because I love reading the books. Watching Tom's face was worth it.
What's your question?
Oh, no.
Just a statement?
Yeah, just a statement. I came on books.
As Maria's, the rest of the internet might not know this, but Maria is well used to Jono being a complete idiot. So, Maria, we've talked a lot about Wheel of Time, but I do want to talk to you about Warrior of the Altai real quick.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nothing specific, but like, was it interesting working on that, being his first book, and that was way before you came on as an editor? What was that like, just in general, trying to edit something that was long since written? Oh, was it? It was just fun? You didn't like find it like frustrating? You couldn't pick his brain or anything like that?
Well, always is frustrating. I can't pick his brain. People raise questions a lot of times, like, damn, I wish I thought to ask him that. But I think I said earlier, I don't get to do a lot of editing these days. And throw Warrior of the Altai at me. Woohoo! It was fun. And I found it really, there were so many foreshadowings for the Wheel of Time.
Agreed, yeah.
It was awesome.
There was even a little dragon banner and everything. It was just so
cool. A lot of that was in Harriet's letter in the beginning of the book. She kind of laid the groundwork for a lot of like, hey, keep your eyes open. Like, there's a lot in here that like later became part of the Wheel of Time stuff. Is there anything that stood out to you that you're like, so obvious. How does everyone not see this yet, or kind of thing like that? Is there one that sticks out?
Well, like I said, the little baby dragon banner, just really one part. The cooties. I can't remember what they're called. They're the bad guys in Warrior of the Altai, but it's like they almost got transformed into better guys in the Wheel of Time. But I can't. Maybe the shy. I can't remember.
Oh, so the other like Plains warriors.
Yeah.
That was. I forget the name of them too.
Kinds and really bad, but they were saying things like "I see you," like the I.
Oh yeah.
They did.
Right.
There were so many like pretty much you just swap the side of the continent almost. And like next thing you know, like they were very Aiel like, and again, take out the horse. They're using spears for the most part. Like, it was really cool. And like, the level of reverence they had for their wise ones, and the wise ones could almost be a proxy for either wise ones and or Aes Sedai. No, it was awesome to read, and it was really cool. One of the things Alan, because we spoke with Alan for a bit, one of the things he wanted to ask was kind of like, how much awkward barbarian sex did you edit out?
I didn't edit out any.
He's really disappointed because he's asked a lot about that. Like one of the things that I've got to...
We can follow up with that question tomorrow night, John, if you want, when Alan and Maria and Harriet are all on the show.
Yeah, we're going to put you right on the spot. Wait, hold on. Let's go back to the sentence. I didn't edit out any. We will revisit that tomorrow because there's another person who may have edited something.
I see.
I like it, assuming I'm correct.
I did have one actual question, not about editing out sex scenes, Maria. Was there ever notes for like a second book, or was this ever meant to be more than a one-off title for him, or do you even know about that? And like, what were his intentions? Because it seems like there was a lot unexplored, and maybe he just used it to like seed the Wheel of Time.
It was his first novel that he wrote.
Yeah.
In probably very little time, and he sold it, and then.
Right.
It was unsold, and then he sold it again, and it was unsold, and it just wasn't happening. So I think it's like, well, actually, there was a legend around the place that as long as it sat there in its box unpublished, we were going to be lucky forever. That it was the good luck charm, the unsold good luck charm.
Okay.
We actually had a little discussion before we decided to publish it. Are we going to ruin it? But we did.
I mean, I don't think it was ruined. I enjoyed it.
I love the kind of bizarre, I don't know what you call it, not prequel or prologue, but just the kind of like the preamble that Harriet puts to it about the book and about what happened, and that it just kind of laid there. And like you said, he sold it once, and then they had some edits, and he said, well, you don't edit my shit, kind of thing, or whatever it is that kind of went back and forth on a number. It went back and forth a couple times, and then it just sat there. And like, if I remember correctly, he wrote it, or there was one of the things that Harriet had said that he kind of wrote it almost as a like overhearing, like, oh, what did you like to do? Like, oh, you want a book like this? Well, I'll put you a book like that, because I don't know.
Right? Yeah.
Joe's been making me drink. Have you read the Reagan O'Neill novels?
Excuse me?
The Reagan O'Neill novels that he wrote.
Oh, yeah. The Fire and Blood. Yeah.
I fucking love those, by the way.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Those are some prime quality.
Maria did not just roll her eyes at you, John.
Right?
Yeah. How much? And again, Joe got me drunk beforehand, and he actually is just right over there, and he's making me pour shots for myself.
Yeah, I'm just in the other room.
Yeah. How much sex scenes has had to edit out because of those Reagan O'Neill novels? Because they are filled with some quality stuff there.
That was before my time. I didn't do any editing, but I got some interesting fan mail about them a couple of times.
Oh, from me? Yeah.
Do you still have
the
that?
Fan mail? Like, this is the greatest series ever written. Why are there more of these?
Time.
Yeah.
The Fallon books.
Oh, and then they were upset.
Appalled because The most precious act between a man and a woman should not be presented this way.
Do you still have that fan mail?
No. I think the College of Charleston does.
Oh,
fantastic.
I remember reading it, like book 2 or page 2. There is a close your ears, minor audience, just like a fucking cream pie, and like it just made me laugh my ass off. I remember calling Joe and Tom.
I'm sorry, what now?
It might be time for you to go.
Not true. That's page 2.
I think Jono might be done.
Look at Maria. Maria says he's right. Look, delightful book. And a
question I missed in the chat, Maria. What is your favorite friendship and/or mentorship, and why? Moving on from Jono's insanity.
Okay, my favorite friendship or mentorship? You mean in the books?
Yeah.
Okay.
No idea. They actually don't clarify. Maybe they meant in real life. I don't know.
Okay.
Do both.
Okay, friendship by Eel and Roland. I'm still on that one. I love Roland. So, and I kind of like how Aludra got Matt to go looking for stuff to make his dragon. That's kind of mentorship.
I wish Aludra had more in the books. Like she was a fascinating side character that comes in, briefly when Matt and Tom are kind of ghosting through. She comes in.
I'm not a bloody hero.
Yeah, exactly. And then pretty much gets some awesome music behind while he's swinging on a rope. And like what the fireworks, it's definitely not a wish it could have been more. But if you were somehow, I could almost see this in the series. Not that anyone wants to see my vision, clearly from what I've already said. But like where the Illuminators have like a bigger original footprint and kind of elongated footprint, because it's really, again, looking through it from a current life situation where gunpowder eventually plays such an important role, you would almost expect to see them kind of almost like the White Cloaks, where they're embedded in countries more and they're embedded in kind of like politics more. And maybe they just never quite hit that threshold, but it's all there from what Matt takes up and just fucking gets it. And next thing you know, he's making cannons. Like, so again, no one's asking my opinion, but this is what happens when Joe makes me drunk. But I love Aludra, and I love what she does, and I love the importance that she has. And I'm also really glad that they never slept together. Although it was such beautiful, beautiful tension there right after the end of Abu Dar.
Oh wait,
she does not seem to agree with you.
Canon question, Maria.
I was maybe not.
I don't know. There is one. I mean, I have no idea which book it's in, but there is one specific scene where it sort of seems like he's just like putting on his pants or something.
You could literally decide for us right now whether or not that happened.
That is true. You could literally just be like, "This is what happened. They did it or did not."
So just a yes or a no, and then it's
I feel
official.
Go look and read my books again.
All right. Well, it's going to take a reread from Maria to answer the question whether Matt ever had sex with Aludra.
Let's do it.
Actually,
no, I mean, he needs to do it right now, Maria.
Honestly, going back to going back to that headcanon question, isn't Maria's headcanon just canon?
Yeah.
Yes. It is.
Sure.
And also making that a very strange question. But also, maybe everything in her head isn't, written on the page. No.
I'm wondering if, as we're approaching kind of the end of our time here, if Maria wants to announce book 15 or wait until tomorrow.
No book 15. I'm sorry.
For now.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'll tell you about it later.
Well,
we'll talk offline.
We've got each other's numbers. She doesn't pick my call up, but I'll call from Joe's phone.
Joe will call, and then it'll be a 4-way call.
We've got a few minutes left. I guess I don't really have anything profound to say, but I would say donate to the charity that we're all doing this for, and stay tuned for 23 straight more hours of awesome podcast content and YouTube channel content.
That's crazy. What's it? It's justgiving.com/fundraising/the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, the link is in the description. Apparently, people have informed me it's not clickable, but that being said, you can just copy and paste. It's not hard.
If you're in the about on the description, if you scroll down just a little further, it's clickable.
Tom, let me read it.
It's also clickable on the banner.
Okay.
You can't make.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Maria. Hey, Maria, thanks for being on the show tonight. That was awesome of you, and we love having you on every time, of course.
We love you.
We love you, Maria.
I'm sorry we didn't play any fun, stupid games like Jeopardy like we did last time at Jordan Gun.
I was telling somebody about the Play-Doh game today.
Oh, really? That was one of our best, I think.
Yes, everything phallic except, of course, Tarvalon.
Except for Tamerlan, yeah.
Well,
it's almost like I made up those questions.
We have time for one more question, Maria. And that is,
sure, yeah.
When you first took a look at the map of Tarvalon, did you think vagina, or did you just think vagina?
To be honest,
well, that seems forced.
I don't actually look at maps a whole lot.
Okay. I thought
there's one behind you
for a moment.
I don't think I really ever thought of it until I saw it pointed out elsewhere. Then it's like, oh, well, okay, I guess.
My wife has told me that I clearly don't look at her map a lot, and it took her a long time to agree to marry me.
And I still don't know why she did, honey.
Everyone asks that question.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's happened.
So that's Podcast for this week, Jono. If you have any thoughts that you'd like to deliver to us that's not on the YouTube chat stream here, you can talk to us on Twitter at tWoTcast or email us at twotcast@gmail.com. And of course, thank you guys for watching and donating, and stay tuned for many other shows, including the White Tower, which I'm bringing in right now.
Thank you, Maria.
And we're going to hand off to them. Maria, thanks for being on with us.
Yeah, we love you. We fucking love you. We love having you
Very much.
Yeah. It was almost my pleasure.
Almost.
We'll see you tomorrow. And it will be a pleasure again.
And I will have backup tomorrow. So,
we'll look forward to it.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Maria.
Bye, Maria.
Bye.
That's going to take a minute.
All right, so here's Jess from the White Tower podcast popping on, and also Jen, I assume.
Are we doing shots?
Hi, Jess. Well, we have to wait for Jen. Hold on a second.
Shots
relax.
Are we doing body shots?
Feel free. I'm just.
Yo, what's our?
I'm waiting for
donation
Jen to get on.
There she is.
Oh yeah, our donation total. Hold on a second. Yeah, Jen's here now. Hold on a second.
Are you guys ready for me to donate?
We're at 14%. We're at $728.
That's not bad. I honestly thought
Jen, you need to unmute yourself.
I thought we would make $5, so I'm pretty happy with $728.
I don't know why it's not allowing.
Yep, we can hear you.
Did you say $728?
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
That's too many shots.
Well,
I'm not.
I assumed you meant during your time.
That's what it's.
No, I'm just saying that if we get anything close to that, that's way too many shots.
Oh,
well, we had 500 going.
Yeah.
200 happened while we were there.
That's still too much.
So really only
$200. So
10 shots. That's nothing.
10 shots in an hour. Good luck.
You died on air. I mean, it's been a while, right?
Hey, babe. Yeah. I'm on air. Can you not? I love you.
This is fantastic already. Great
radio, right?
Great
It's gonna be
job,
great.
Jess.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
It makes you feel any better. That beats the.
This is pretty fun handing off the show to you guys. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, we've talked about doing a crossover a few times, so I guess this is it for like a minute and a half.
We're good. Yeah, we're gonna.
This is it for like the next 2 years.
We need to get on the. There's a couple of people we would have, and your guys. I know we have talked about it, so we need to get on the ball with that. But
we did.
Every time we talk to somebody about it too, we're just like, great idea, and then like a week later, we're just like, who has the energy? We can barely get the energy up to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Also, usually we say something along the lines of like, who were we talking to last week? I don't know. I was drunk. Were you drunk? I was drunk too. We were all drunk.
If I get a text on a Tuesday,
literally all the time, nobody remembers.
Yeah.
25.
A text on a Tuesday from Joe or Jonathan. It's like, hey, show's tonight. I'm like, fuck.
That's literally us.
Oh, we're doing that again.
Yeah. No, same.
You know what's not smart is having 3 people in charge of an email address and a Twitter account, because Lord knows what the fuck happens where, like, you know, one of us responds real quickly, but it's meant for the other one, just kind of like, hey, tell Joe it's a good idea. We'll do. I'm not going to do that. No, I forget.
Absolutely not. I've already
We're eating into their time, Jono.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's.
I'm Joe. You've been listening to Jono.
Let's toast.
Yeah, we want our 3 minutes back.
I will sell you that time.
And Tom,
Study your
you've been
math.
listening to Tom. Study your math and keep the change info of the animals.
Okay.
Are you guys ready, Jess and Jen?
Ready. All right.
1, 2, 3 to the White Tower
Podcast and Cyber Smile. There we go.
That was brutal. All right, bye,
see you guys later.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Jess, I'm making you the host, correct?
Yeah.
That works, yeah.
Oh, this you
All right.
said, asshole. Jeez.
Will do.
I guess host would be working better.
All right, I'll be the guy. I'm leaving.
You can hang out with us. That's
You can
fine.
hang out with us. Okay. So I'm going to formally announce this because we're super classy and we're super formal. Okay.
We're so classy.
So here, just pretend to have a staff in my hand, right? Staff, which I don't have, but let's just use our imagination because we're going to get into imagination land. I'm going to say,
theater of the mind in video.
okay. She comes, the Watcher of the Seals, the Flame of Tarvalon, the Emerald Seat. And that's you, Jess. So
that's me. Hello, everyone. And welcome to the White Tower where we do fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jess, your Emerald Seat.
And I'm Jen, your Keeper of the Chronicles.
And we're super
And I'm
excited.
Joe, and I'm leaving. See you later.
We are so super duper excited to be here tonight.
Yes.
Big thanks to the boys from Podcast for organizing this whole thing. An enormous undertaking. BT dubs.
Dude, like I think everybody that has anything to do or ever had anything to do with the Wheel of Time is going to be involved in this 24 hours. I mean, they got people from Robert Jordan's estate, from Team Jordan. They got Harriet, Robert Jordan's widow. They got everyone. They got
Ellen Romanchik and Maria Simons, both of whom worked as RJ's assistant. They're going to be popping in at some point. We don't know when yet. So Godspeed to whoever gets that surprise. I hope to God it's not us because we are not equipped. We are absolutely not equipped.
No, dude. No, that's not where we go. So what are we fundraising for tonight? And can we see the donations while we're live? That way we know when to take shots.
I think that we need to open up the appropriate link, which I didn't do ahead of time because who does that?
1 second.
All right. Well, Jimmy Lang just dropped $50.
Of course he did.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Of course he did. Oh my God. So that means we're going to have to do 2 shots.
I mean, technically that means 2 shots because we said a shot for every $20.
Okay. So okay. First of all, I will let you guys know, obviously we led into this with a shot. Spoilers. We're going to be exiting and handing off to the next person doing a shot.
Yes.
And we're doing 2 shots now. Now, I said this in my Twitter thing, but I haven't had hard liquor in 2 months. Jess is good. She's eating to have something in her stomach.
Yeah,
I've been drinking wine for 2 months. So I got rum just for Cyber Smile. Cyber Smile, I bought rum for you today. So
We are
here,
committed to
Jimmy,
eradicating cyberbullying.
Jimmy, I know who Jimmy is. Jimmy, he is a man after my own heart. With
gentleman scholar, organizer of DragonCon, and architect of our demise.
Absolutely. I knew it. I knew some nefarious deeds would be going on. Okay, so let's do one. Let's do one to Jimmy.
To Jimmy.
You guys,
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Or it could be Jen. It could be Jimmy or Jen. They're both J's.
Could be Jenny or Jen.
So next toast to Jen.
Co-founders
they probably
of
have a joint
Thank you.
account, right? Already off to a crack-a-lackin' start. So
I don't have
any... you asked what we are fundraising for.
Yes.
This evening, and I'm so glad that you asked. Cyber Smile is a charity that works to it works against cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is bullshit. So I am fully on board with this mission. All right, shot number 2. Here we go.
Maddie, you already did mine. So that way you could be drinking and I could be talking. We could just switch off and then vice versa. Thank you, Jimmy, by the way. I'm feeling pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So
I took a shower for the first time and I don't even know how long. I feel amazing.
For you. Girl, you showered?
I showered. I combed my hair.
Fancy, huh? Okay.
No, I forgot to put my glasses on. My glasses are cute. I'm going to put them on.
Anyway. I have to have mine on, even though
they work against. There we go. Super cute.
Okay. So if you guys want to donate, the link is www.justgiving.com/fundraising/wheel of time. And I believe that there should be a link in the in reviewing on YouTube that you can just click and donate to.
And it's all over social media, so I'm sure you'll be able to find it if you need it.
So thank you for them for
having us, for letting us do this, and we're sorry.
I have
on our own behalf.
I have a tab open and kind of have been browsing through kind of the stuff that they do. They partner with a lot of people.
That's awesome.
They partnered with Stephen Curry. So I was like, wow, they got athletes. They got it. Anyway, I don't know why that.
All right. Shell just.
Of course he did.
She just did $40.
Shell Vannon.
No, not Shell. Shellerific.
Shellerific. Okay, that's our moderator. One of our moderators.
Yeah, one of our moderators on our Discord
just did $40.
We're not even going to get to do any of the
stuff. We're at 5 shots already, and we have to still do a shot at the end. We still. All right, you guys want to see if we heard any Constitution?
Like an hour. Oh God!
It used to be my job to drink all night.
And then we got old.
Time. So let's try. I mean, not
all right. Maybe we should cap this now to one shot per donation, $20 or over. I know that we're switching, and that's not fair. We can't.
I don't know. I said or until we can't hail anymore, because we're representing a charity.
That's true.
If we get too unable to be able to perform our duties, and I don't want it to be looking bad on the rest of the people,
the rest of the Wheel of Time community.
Correct, and I don't want to be that.
Do not represent in any way because we're garbage. So everybody else, cool. Us.
We've always been ourselves. So
yeah,
I think we have Lutheran's Dick Mountain as our location on Twitter.
On Twitter, yes.
So yeah, that's right there. Anyway,
on brand. All right, here we go. One more.
And if you're wondering, it's a reference to Dragon Mount.
I got a hole in my lip. Ugh.
A hole in your lip?
Yeah, a hole in my. I dribbled.
Oh, that's an expression. Okay, I didn't understand what.
I guess that's a Midwest thing, huh?
Oh shit!
So right, Cyber Small. Boo cyberbullying, which big time. What we thought we would do this evening, for everyone's entertainment and edification, while they tried to kill us with alcohol.
Oh, I got another shot coming. Hold on.
Oh, Godspeed.
I only did 4, so this is my 5th. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh.
You're women of strong constitution, but you guys are pushing us.
Yeah, you guys are pushing us real hard here.
Real hard. We still got another shot coming up at the end at 10:30. Oh my God.
God help us. So what we thought we would do tonight was, cyberbullies exist and they're awful and we hate them. But there are other people on the internet as well. And some of them aren't assholes. And we thought what we would do is we would talk about some of those different types of people and who the various characters in the Wheel of Time would be in terms of sort of internet persona.
Okay, do you want to go first? Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first because what I thought of immediately when we talked about this concept is that Matt Cawthon is absolutely 100% addicted to online gambling. He's that guy.
My big thing was Barrelane has an OnlyFans. If she were online, if the online world existed at that time, like I would definitely see her as an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, Barrelane absolutely has OnlyFans. She's sending nudes for money, which, you know what? Get it, girl.
Yeah, that's totally Barrelane.
Which also kind of puts into perspective, like, how much value Perrin and Rand are throwing away by rejecting her because, like, she's gonna show them the goods for free.
Yeah.
So, and yet.
Another
thing that Matt does, Matt has like a VIP membership to that website where you can anonymously send penis gummy candy.
Okay, hold on. What?
Through the mail.
What?
Did you not know about this? This is
No, I knew about the confetti. I knew about the confetti. Like
not
a couple of years ago, they had like your enemies. You could send not confetti, glitter bombs.
Yeah.
That's it. You can send glitter bombs.
This is gummy penis candy.
Why would you? Okay, for novelty purposes or
to send somebody a bag of dicks. Here, you can eat a bag of dicks.
Eat a bag of dicks. Okay, that's literally saying the expression. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
He has a VIP membership.
Like, why?
No, he has a VIP membership to that website because he sends one to Rand and Perrin like at least once a month.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he
definitely on brand.
He stalks it like when it's on the vehicle for delivery. He stalks it, and then when it gets delivered, he just laughs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Dicks.
Yeah. Okay, so is it my turn again, or so? Okay, you said something about Gareth. You call him Gareth Bryan, guys. We're going to mispronounce things throughout our podcast and on already this because I said Tarvalon and some people say Tarvalon, so we're already there. We've already crossed that bridge.
I'm from
about
the Midwest.
Pronunciation,
I pronounce
differentiation. You like that? Emancipation Proclamation, conjunction, junction.
Easy for you.
Pronunciation, differentiation. Getting it. So you say Gareth Bryan. Back to the point. I say Gareth Bryan.
I say Gareth Bryan. I think.
Bullshit. No, you don't.
Okay, I guess I don't.
You say Gareth Bryan, which now I've adopted because of you. That's why I know it's your fault because I say Gareth Bryan and now I like it because I love it so much. That's how I know. I said, skipping to my next thing about like what people would do in the Wheel of Time if they had the internet access back then. The internet access. It's a series of tubes.
It's not a truck that you can just load up.
I said,
I'm sorry, really quickly. Yeah. I have some stuff to like share because I'm on the YouTube page now and watching the chat and there's some good shit in here. So
okay.
So yeah, but anyway, you were saying.
I said Elida uses only Facebook. I totally vibe that Elida only uses Facebook. Like she doesn't know any other social media. She's gonna stick to her ground of when she like originally created it in 2004. If she were in this time, like the equivalent amount of years, which is what
we got another shot. Catherine just dropped 20.
Catherine, do we know which Catherine?
No, her government name is not familiar to me.
Okay.
So
far it's been friends of the show. Thank you, Shell. I couldn't tell if it was Shell Banner or Shellerific.
Yeah, I
was like, we got two shells.
Pronunciation, how does it work? I am apparently really bad with like the
what's your function?
And I'm bad with the sh and the j. Every time, like when I used to work at US Cellular, I would say agent, but everybody always used to think I was saying Asian. Like, no, why would I say Asian?
I just heard you clearly enunciate.
Well, I enunciated on purpose.
Agent.
In the heat of battle, maybe I didn't so much, but
fuck you, heat of battle.
All right, to Catherine.
This is our 6th shot. Okay.
Yep, this is 6 for those of you playing along
in
at
20
home.
minutes.
Oh God.
We can do it. We're big girls.
Yes, we are. We are professionals. So we have some interesting, very fun ideas here. Grendel, Delusions of Grendel.
I know. I love Grendel. Mm-hmm.
Me too. Said Eludra for sure invents the site for glitter bombs, which actually tracks for me.
Yes. Yes.
She invents that site for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Grendel 100%.
Moss says that Nynaeve is addicted to WebMD, which actually tracks.
Is canon.
Yeah,
that's
that's canon. 100%.
Absolutely.
What spoilers? I'm thinking that's probably Seth. What up, Seth?
Yes.
Said Gareth Brine Shrimp, and that made me laugh.
Shrimp. Seth, we gotta do something with you soon. They're doing there was a recent update about SpoilerCon this year, even though it's going to be not in person, it's going to be viral. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
You mean virtual, not viral? Well, it might be viral, but mostly virtual.
Yeah,
it's gonna not be viral.
I intermix the two, whether I'm sober or not,
because we're not going to be there in person.
Yeah.
So
okay, so it's your turn. I said Elida only uses Facebook.
Facebook, and she's the one. She shares like whatever comes across her timeline with absolutely no regard as to whether it's accurate or not.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
She shares those things where, like, if you don't share this in 5 minutes, everyone you know is going to get.
They're all gonna die.
Oh, absolutely. She sends those like Facebook chainmail letter things.
Yeah, Elida totally sends the Facebook.
That's totally up Elida's alley for sure. 100%.
Let's see. Who else? What else did we talk about?
You said Gareth Brine, but I guess we can move past him.
Varen. Varen spends all of her spare time correcting Wikipedia entries.
Absolutely. Or making her.
Oh, that's really funny because Lauren just said that Loyal does the same thing.
Oh yeah, they can partner together.
They're partnering, or they're correcting each other's entries.
Oh my God,
I
could see this heated grudge thing where it's Loyal versus Varen. Loyal with all of his knowledge of the Ogier, like his years and being trained by Elder Haman and his previous knowledge of like all the old tongue cities and stuff versus Varen. I love it so much. I said something very silly, but I tried to use a fishing metaphor for our favorite person. I said Swan likes to catfish people.
Yeah, Swan is out here.
Yeah, that's totally fishing. Swan Sanche for sure.
100% out there fishing. Yeah, she has like a whole persona. She has like a folder of images that are not her at all.
She just catfishes people for fun.
Just for fun.
Absolutely.
She catfishes Gareth Brine.
Yeah. Gareth Brine. See, you said it. I knew you would. So you said something hilarious. I'm going to actually.
What did I say?
I'm going to actually preempt you into your next person.
Okay.
I asked you a question, texting you earlier about what we were going to talk about this evening.
Okay.
And my question to you was, who is the secret K-pop stan? And your response was,
Perrin Ibarra is the secret K-pop stan.
That
100%.
sent me. That is so true.
He's on TikTok fucking watching those videos all the time.
Fan cams of K-pop.
His username is like Blacksmith69. And he thinks he's being sneaky, but Fail totally knows that he's doing
Totally knows and just lets him do his thing.
Yeah, she just laughs because like she loves that. Okay, so Carolina, I believe this is the Carolina who is catching up on the podcast, and she'll actually come into the Discord server and like do a recap.
I know who Carolina is.
Parts.
Carolina.
Everyone else's benefit.
Okay, Carolina. First of all, I love you because she takes time to go into our Discord and give us her synapse sass.
Our synapse,
our weekly synapse sass.
And you want to know what's really
breaks
fun?
Down what we talk about each week as she goes through episodes, which it's
really fun because it helps me to remember funny shit that happened. Oh my god, it's awesome. It's like, oh my god, I remember that.
So that was like, I love it.
All right, so
Love
we've
it,
got
Carolina.
a shot for Carolina.
Oh fuck! Are we doing another shot?
We're doing 2 more shots because Wizard Panda did one too.
I love you, Wizard Panda.
Wizard Panda, we love
is.
you. Yeah, Wizard Panda's in our Discord as well. Gentleman and scholar,
A gentleman and scholar.
gentle soul.
Okay,
Very
so we're on
happy.
shot
I haven't
7.
seen you
We're on
around a
shot
lot,
7.
Wizard Panda. I hope everything that is okay with you. So, all right, here's for Carolina.
Here's to Carolina Damadred. I know who you are.
Oh,
Nice
that's,
last
this
name,
is
by the
7
way.
and 8, right?
Pardon? This is 7 and 8.
7 and 8, yeah.
So when Carolina Damadred comes on our Discord to give us her synapses of our synapses, I see her last name and I fancy that she has made a persona or an alter ego, if you will, of her being some noble in the Damadred family. So Carolina, if I'm correct in that assumption, let me know in the Discord if your Discord persona is like maybe a distant relative or cousin of Moraine or just someone in the Damadred family, because I fancy that. Anyway.
I think that's great.
Anyway.
All right, here's another one for Wizard Panda. Whenever you're ready.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shot 8. Guys, we're pretty
Love you, Wizard
good. I
Panda.
mean, I think the most I've done in 1 hour is 15.
So this is peanuts.
I was very sick the next day.
Yeah, I bet.
But I haven't reached my limit yet. Okay, so just make sure I say here. I have 3 bottles. I have 3 bottles of water.
That's very good.
Just stay hydrated.
I'm almost halfway through this 32-ounce bottle of water. I actually might end up dipping out real quick to refill it. We'll have to see. But Malkier Talks says that Pedro Niall runs a fake news website.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro Niall 100% runs Breitbart News. 100%.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yes.
I never considered something from like the alt-right, but that's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Breitbart News. I haven't checked up on that news outlet in a hot minute. I don't even know.
Don't give them the clicks. Don't give them the clicks.
I haven't, honest to God, but I wonder if they're still even relevant in the discourse. Are they?
I mean, in as much as they were ever relevant, I want to talk really
That's a
quickly
true statement.
I wanted everyone to know how punk rock I am. So
Pardon?
I wanted everyone to know how punk rock I am.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a cool mom.
Yeah.
Not a mom yet, but I will be, and I'm cool.
Yeah.
My hair is teal, and I'm wearing purple lipstick. I am very cool. I am very punk rock.
I actually, if you can tell, put on lipstick today. Now, one of the things with being a platinum blonde is you have to be very careful in wearing lipstick. 9 times out of 10,
I betcha.
You can't wear lipstick if you have fair skin like me and are a platinum blonde, because you look very painted. She's a hoa. Like, that's what you look like if you wear any shade of lipstick. But I decided to put it on tonight for the fans, the only fans. So I put that on today. Hope you guys.
I was actually going to wear
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
No, feminist as fuck.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if somebody's checked up on her, because I know she had like a
she actually
to the hospital or some shit.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg has had a relapse of her cancer.
Hi, everyone. If you guys are new to the White Tower podcast and what we talk about and how we switch from subject to subject, we'll eventually get back on our original point of Wheel of Time characters using the internet. But this is not progress as far as we are drinking. This is how we normally do 100%.
Yeah,
sober.
this is if you have not tuned into the podcast before, this is 100% normal.
If you're not accustomed to our brand, this is our brand.
This is our brand. So someone, Cian Sanaya Arande, said light Bart news.
Light Bart news. That's great, because of the white cloaks.
That's so perfect.
Perfect.
So perfect.
Mwah. Chef's
So
kiss.
that is
amazing.
fucking Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
Grendel. Thank you. I'm not like a regular Amerlin. I am a cool Amerlin.
You're a cool Amerlin.
Cool Amerlin. Yes.
I think all keepers have been cool. I mean, I guess at this point, should we say spoilers?
Oh yeah, this is spoilers out. Although we haven't really said much except for like,
you know,
like
for those
Bear Lane having an OnlyFans account.
So those people who may not even know about our podcast, hi everyone.
Hello.
We have a podcast that weekly we put out very sassy synopsis, which we have deemed synapses. Jess takes one chapter and I take a chapter, so 2 chapters per week. They usually get put out on Wednesdays. The original format was it's an hour-long podcast, but we tend to ramble, as you can see, and give you more content, as it were. Through this series, we started, I want to say the date was September 28th.
18th, actually,
2018. We are now almost nearing the end of The Dragon Reborn. So book 3 of The Wheel of Time. Our plan is to obviously finish all 14 books. I understand that the last battle is as long as, or actually more lengthy than a Harry Potter book for one chapter. We'll approach that bridge.
Yeah, we're gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. We're not. That's a future us problem. We don't know.
That's what we're worried about now. Now we're making our way 2 chapters per week. One chapter for Jess, 1 chapter for Jen. And it's spoiler-free content for the most part.
We do a disclaimer at the beginning of an episode. If it's a bonus episode where we're doing spoilers, my husband actually recorded a little blurb that we put at the beginning.
Yes.
But our regular episodes are spoiler-free, so you can use it as a read-along if you're a first-time reader or if you are a repeat reader, either one. But also there is a lot of other bullshit, like weather bullshit.
Speaking of, let's do that for our friends. What is the weather like using if you guys don't know,
the
Wheel of Time, not White Tower Podcast, the Wheel of Time approved weather app that you can download for free, which we learned about from our good friends from Watt Spoilers, and more specifically Canis.
Yeah, Satanis, aka Devin,
has let us know that there's only one weather app for all Wheel of Time fans. It's called WTF Forecast.
It's weather forecast with swears.
But you can tailor it if you don't.
If you don't like swears, you can do it without swears.
You can actually tailor the app to not give you sweary comments about the current weather. But Jess and I are in 2 different locations in these United States. I currently reside, myself as Jen, the keeper of the White Tower Podcast.
In case no one was aware.
In Florida right now, the temperature is 82 degrees. Feels like 87. So this humidity is 74% because it is July and obviously summer here in the northern hemisphere of our world, the Earth, aka Terra.
What the fuck?
I'm actually not drunk. Not yet.
No, but you want to know what? You're gorgeous, and I love it.
Thank you.
Here in Madison, Wisconsin, where I reside, the app says, "Oh fuck me," and by me, I definitely mean you. It's fucking hot outside. The temperature right now, it is 8:45 p.m. local time. That's Central Daylight Time. It is 81 degrees. Feels like 82 degrees.
Yeah,
humidity is 54%.
Okay.
Dew point 63. So it is actually very comfortable here in Madison, Wisconsin.
You and I are only a few degrees off in temperature,
but you got that
20% more humidity. See, this is what we talk about. Jess does Stitch and Bitch on the side.
Yes.
We do grandmother activities here in the White Tower Podcast.
Grandma activities only in this house. I am working on this.
Of course you have it directly within arm's reach.
Yes, I do. Right there.
We talk about the weather. We talk about Wheel of Time. We talk about great other activities, but we're squarey and we drink and we have fun and we enjoy ourselves very much.
And I think that you put it best when you said, and we have this actually as our pinned post on Twitter. You said that we're a glorified modern twist feminist reader's companion. So we're definitely looking at this through a modern lens. We're definitely looking at the series through a feminist lens and an inclusive lens, because inclusivity is important. It is paramount. Mm-hmm. So I do want to share a couple of little nuggets here that we had in the chat. Yes, Keith Stewart said that many shots and I'd be sick already, to which I say, you know what? You just need to practice. Mm-hmm. I believe in you. You can do this.
You could do this. It's a gradual thing. You have to work your way up.
You got to work your way up.
Not try it all in one night at first.
I mean, it's like anything.
Practice makes perfect.
You know, nothing worthwhile is easy.
Correct.
Right? Mm-hmm. Matt from the Dusty Wheel is here. He's folding laundry. So
hi,
good
Matt.
Hustle on that one. Let's see. Super Skylake is drinking with us. So good for you.
I'm glad that someone's drinking with. It's Friday night, guys.
Oh, Dean Moxley's here. Hey, bud. What's up?
Who? Pardon? Who did you say? I didn't hear you.
Dean Moxley.
Oh, okay. Hi,
He's
Dean.
newer to our Discord, so that's fun. Abigail's here. She has water.
Hi, Abigail.
That's good. Water is a good choice. Correct. Definitely a good choice.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's check up on our donations here.
Oh God. Do I want to know?
Anonymous has donated $20. So
one more shot.
That's not so very bad.
So, what was I going to say? I was trying to let people know that weren't familiar with our podcast more about us.
I think that we gave some pretty good intel.
I think one of the things that designates us, at least on our Twitter and as well as us in general, is love the Wheel of Time, hate the Wheel of Time. So do we. Just like every other fictional body of work, there are good things, positives, pros and cons. We all together, we do love Robert Jordan and his work. Obviously, we wouldn't put so much time into making a podcast and doing the things we do if we did not absolutely love the books and read all 14 of them. However, not every body of work is perfect, just like any painting, just like any book, any art source. So we critique with love and gentle reminders that this was written in the late 90s by a
cishet white man.
Any work of art is created by a human being, which is fundamentally flawed. None of us are perfect.
Which means that the work is going to be flawed.
Correct. So we critique with love, but we also, at the end of the day, appreciate Robert Jordan's works and what he's done for us. So to that, I say cheers for this.
This anonymous, I think, is Christy Nicodemus in the YouTube chat. So
okay,
thank you for that.
What are you drinking? I'm having rum. What are you drinking?
I've got Jameson.
Fuck, bitch.
I'm on that whiskey, bitch. It's how I do.
It's how you do.
Okay. All right, here we go. I believe that is shot number 9 for people playing along at home. Yes.
Speaking of fundamentally flawed art things made by human beings, of course, have you seen all those restoration pieces that painters have been trying to do from like the Renaissance era? And it's all virtually like that one Jesus picture that was absolutely fucked. And like a couple of there's been the famous Jesus picture that someone tried to restore from the Renaissance era that was a painting of Jesus, and they absolutely disregarded.
Yeah, they destroyed it. It looks but that in itself is sort of now
original image.
But that's part of the history now, you know what I mean? Like that's anytime something happens that like destroys something, like when Notre Dame caught fire, right?
Oh,
you know, it's sort of like you mourn for that loss, but also sort of, that is part of the history of the structure now, right? That's, when people learn about it, they're going to learn about when
that's going to get me on
fire in 2019.
I am trying with all human capabilities not to get on a tangential rant about how all the wealthier white people in the world donated X amount of dollars to the restoration of Notre Dame. Meanwhile, versus other human travesties, other things around the world are just left completely unchecked and non-monetized. And I'm just not going to get into that, but that's okay. We're not here for that. We're not here for that.
We're keeping it positive. We're keeping it fun.
We're talking about non-monetization of arts, and meanwhile, I'm into 8 shots. Get on my level.
But, eat the rich.
Yes. Wow, that's
so
kind of the consensual theme of the United States of America right now. Okay, don't get into that either. This is not
we should
the context of the evening's
It's
diet.
Easier to slip into it the more shots that we have, and it's sort of like maybe not for this charity that we're supporting.
Maybe not for the charity, the Cyber Smile Foundation. Let's get into that.
Cyber Smile Foundation. Once again, a shot for every $20 that's donated. So,
we've held true to that. We're 8 shots in.
We're 9 shots in, bitch.
9 shots in, pardon. And we still have one to toss off to the Will We's podcast.
I mean, it's like 10 as a foregone
conclusion.
So, Christy says, for the record, I'm drinking rum with you and wish it was Jameson. So solidarity, sister.
Yeah. Dark liquors I have much more trouble with than light. And yes, I will hold fast to the fact that there is a difference between light and dark liquors versus how your system digests the two. You're predisposed more towards one or the other. Dark liquors do not agree well with me. However, with the Amerlin here, with Jess, her system seems to be more capable of handling that liquor versus mine.
I'm from Wisconsin, and that's really kind of all you need to know.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand what that means, go to when we're done here, when you're done watching all of the amazing creators here on YouTube for the Cyber Smile Foundation, Google, or not Google, but search in YouTube Lewis Black, Wisconsin.
I love Lewis Black.
Lewis Black is amazing. He has an entire amazing thing that he goes off on about drinking in Wisconsin. And I think Lewis Black. I think the crux of it is, he says, you are not alcoholics. You, and my hat is off, are professionals. And that's how we roll.
Also, to see another content creator making alcoholic content based on Wisconsin specific situations. There is a permanent Wisconsinite that talks about the locale. And that is content creator Charlie Barons, who has a YouTube based on Wisconsinite drinking behavior as well as other things.
Abigail said, "Yeet the rich." Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
For sure.
Eat them.
Frankly, Abigail. Fuck. So, were there any more internet-based?
Who else do we need to talk about? Okay, so who are other? Egwene. What does Egwene do? Egwene writes fan fiction. Don't you think?
I could see
like pre-adventure Egwene writes fan fiction.
Correct. Okay, I could see that.
She writes the Adventures of Jane Farstrider fan fiction.
Okay, I can see that.
Post-adventure, she does other things, but pre-adventure, definitely Adventures.
I will give you, Jess, a nod to the fact that, okay, here's something that I put that a Wheel of Time person or group would do if they had internet access. I said Chafael Fail has a family group chat to which, to wit, you just said it's just gifts they made of Fail on Blingy, and I didn't know what Blingy is, and I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
But it's like this
Yeah.
sparkly image of Hannah Montana that just sent me as an example of what blingy is. And I didn't even understand the reference, but I'm like, I totally get it. Chafail would like send bling gifts of Fail in a family group chat. Bro, like family group chat. I hadn't even heard of that until like about a year ago. And people were
I totally have a family group chat with my parents and my sister and my half sister, 100%. And it's a lot just sort of like my dad being like, hey, good morning at 7:00 in the morning. And the rest of us being like, what the fuck?
No one's up yet to even respond.
Nobody's up, Dad. My dad, my poor dad. I love my dad. He's
I know
an
you do.
amazing person. My dad punched a bull in the fucking face. My dad's amazing.
True story. You did tell me about that story. He did punch a bull in the face.
In the fucking face.
True fucking story.
True story. Yeah. So, and like he got a really nice camera with like telephoto lenses and stuff like that. So now it's like dad nature photographer. He's posting all these really amazing photos on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, dad has retired from Harley Davidson and is now a nature photographer. That's amazing. It's very good.
Bro, like when I was a kid, I would have fucking loved to do that as a profession. Like if that was something that was financially feasible and easy to get into back when I was a kid.
Harley
like,
Davidson or nature photographer? I mean, Harley's pretty tight, to be honest.
Like, I don't know, Harley Davidson, that would be, I guess, a touch and go thing to be a salesman at that store. I mean, I guess you only have to make 1 or 2 sales per month to break. Like, you can't sell a whole shit ton of motorcycles. I mean, I don't know.
You might sell a shit ton of motorcycles. Fuck. But my dad actually was a technical writer.
Okay.
So if you buy a Harley Davidson and you need to fix it, my dad wrote the manuals for that. So
you're
welcome because my dad is amazing.
Security.
Oh, Shell is like I was thinking Elias equals Jess's dad, and yeah, that's actually probably accurate. This also says that Elaine is an Instagram influencer, which I feel like is accurate, but also Elaine writes erotic friend fiction, like Tina Belcher. She writes erotic friend fiction, but only about Rand. Just about Rand. That's all.
Yeah, Elaine is too obsessed with Rand to have any fucking room in her life for any other guy except, let's not get into the very troubling and concerning situation that she had with Tom Marilyn canon at one point in time in the books.
We'll get
on
to
her
that
journey through Zalterra. What
fucking
the
hell?
Fuck? It's called it's a daddy complex. Go ahead.
Carolina's like your dad is Tam, and yeah, my dad is kind of Tam. For those
your dad.
For those of you who don't know the story, I'll sum it up really quickly. Back in the day, we lived in an extremely rural area, like in a forest, and there was a hill, and at the top of the hill, on the other side of the fence, the electric fence, BT dubs, was the pasture for the neighbors' cows. And the bull somehow got through the fence and came down to my dad's garden. My parents had many different kinds of vegetables, and my dad had planted corn, but it wasn't just corn, it was popcorn. It was corn specifically for popping, and he was extremely excited about it and extremely proud. And the bull came down, got into the garden, and was eating the popcorn. And my father went down to confront the bull who was eating his popcorn, about which he was extremely excited. And I was an infant, and my mother was like, okay, well, this is the moment at which I become a widow with an infant child. And my dad confronted the bull and ultimately ended up punching the bull in the face to get him out of the garden. The bull backs up and like does a thing and then leaves. He just fucks off. So my dad went head to head with a bull. And so if there's any question as to how I became the way I am, vis-a-vis just loud and fearless and, how I am, it's at least in part because my father is the kind of man who punches a bull. So there's that. So that's fun. Okay. Delusions of Grendel says that Logain is Chris Angel.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Pour a shot because somebody called shots. Everybody wants us to do a shot.
What are we on, shot 9?
This is shot 10?
I said 7 earlier. You said
no,
you actually
but then
corrected me and
8.
said it was 8.
That was for God. God. Okay, I'm behind. So we had Anonymous. That was shot 9.
Was it? I don't believe this is shot 10.
G
I would
is,
go for 9, but maybe not 10. Is it 10?
Well,
is that
we
true?
had 9. Next one is 10 and 11 for G, who says blank doesn't respect women to defend themselves. RJ, which, yeah. And then we have Anonymous with another $20 and the shots, everybody for another $20. So we've got 4 shots.
So how many shots are we doing?
We're doing 4. We're doing 4 shots. So that's 13 shots total. 4 shots right now. Gird your loins. Let's do this. Gird your
loins, bitches.
Thank God tomorrow is Saturday. Imagine trying to explain to my boss, I can't come to work, I'm hungover because I did a charity podcast and people donated out of spite to get us drunk.
Listen, my tolerance level is extremely high over years of conditioning of being an entertainer that was supposed to buy drinks and have men buy me drinks to try to get me drunk, and I had to outdrink them under the table. But this is pretty high. Still not my highest.
All right, so that's 10. Here's 11.
Hold on, I'm going to drink some water before my next one, okay?
Oh, yeah, we got to hydrate. Got to stay hydrated. Ugh. I need to check the donations more frequently so that we're not doing 4 shots in a row.
I was going to say, how quickly did this happen? I did 2 of the 4.
You donated. Okay, so the first Anonymous, shot number 9, happened 19 minutes ago. G donated $50 10 minutes ago. Anonymous did 22 minutes ago, and shots. Everybody did seconds ago. So very recently. So all right. So we did 2.
Damn, guys.
This is for Anonymous.
I did 2 out of the 4 already. Here's my third.
Here's the third.
Give me a second.
And I thought when you suggested this, I thought about saying maybe for every $50. But then I was like, no, we're not going to have that many people donating. And now
that's what I thought. Hold on.
So here we are.
Third.
That's for you, Anonymous. Oh, fuck me. Oh, I'm out of ice and it doesn't taste.
I still don't feel drunk. I just feel really nasty.
Ugh. It'll catch up to us, I think.
It will.
Oh, fuck. I told Rich that we were doing this. I was like, yeah, we're going to do a shot for every $20 donated. And he was like, ugh. And then he was like, I'm going to donate $100. And I was like, don't you fucking dare. And then he said, I won't, but I'll have my friends do it. And I was like, you're the one who has to take me to the hospital.
For my own personal
so it's your funeral, bud.
I think like 14 shots. Because I still have 1 to do in a little bit. I might have to call it right here.
We might have to tap out, but that's okay. We got shots. This is our last one. This is 4, so this is shot number 13.
Okay. No, I did 13 already. I'm on 14 and I haven't taken it yet.
Oh, okay. I miscounted. So this is okay for 14.
I haven't. Okay, I'm going to give it in a minute. Give me a minute.
Okay, I'll give you a minute. That's fine. That's totally cool.
I know myself and I can handle myself, but I just need a minute. I did 3 just now. Give me a minute.
Oh, DT's like, I never get tired of watching people get wasted online. Little band proud.
Actually, 100% swear to shit. I just feel bad. I'm not wasted. 100%.
You want to know what? I'm not either. I honestly, and I mean, I feel like I probably just need a minute. But at the moment, I feel like I would reasonably, I would reasonably be able to drive.
Yeah.
At this moment, but that
I'm not even
probably would not.
Yeah.
Last because we just took 3 shots and we're gonna.
I just took 3 shots out of 4, guys. Give me. I did just take 3 shots, so give me a second. I will do. I will honor what's already been donated. Just give me a second. You know what I mean? Like I will. I promise you.
Milk your talks is like no puking on air, ladies. And okay, listen. Do you know how much alcohol I need to puke?
So speaking of puking,
a lot.
Speaking of puking, I was born with a genetic.
I'm not gonna drive anywhere. Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, we're at home. So I was born with a genetic defect when I was young, called a spastic duodenum. And what that was if I had, thank you, sweetie, if I had too much food within a certain amount of time.
That's right. You told me about this.
As I was growing when I was young, and my stomach and my diaphragm and all of my my esophagus and internal parts were growing, I couldn't handle like a dinner, right? And I will tell you, when I was growing up, my dinners were not huge. Trust me, they were like Jess said, out of the garden, very healthy, very small. I was not a large kid by any means. So every single night for years, I would throw up my dinner. And at the beginning, at the onset of that, when I reached a certain age, my mother took me to a doctor, and they said there was no cure for that. The only cure was that as I grew older and my body just, I don't know what the word is, just matured, the connection pipe from my esophagus to my stomach would get longer and larger, so it wasn't pinched in because I had an extremely small opening between my esophagus and my stomach, and that lining is called an duodenum. And he said that because it was spastic, with my geneticism, spastic means it's not fluid or concrete, right? It would just open and close, and when it went to the closing point, because of so much food, it would force it back up the tube and make me projectile vomit.
That sucks.
So that's what I did for years. And he said there's no cure for that unless we did some like invasive, like severe surgery. But because she's so young, I feel as she grows and gets older, that duodenum, which is the thing that connects the esophagus to your stomach, will grow, and it will eventually allow like a dinner-sized portion of food to pass, and she can eat food without throwing up. So getting back to the point, when you speak about throwing up about food or drink, my absolute frustration about throwing up is just stratospheric. I will almost do anything than to feel the discomfort of throwing up, because I did every single night for years. And the thought of puking I'm like, just keep it down. Just keep it down.
Oh,
Because
honey, that's
after so long, I'm like, I don't want to throw up. Just keep it down. Just keep it down. Please, 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 please.
Oh.
No, true story. Like I can't throw up. Like, the thought of throwing up is just I would almost put anything on the line besides doing that. So that being said, are you ready to do the
I already did it.
Oh, okay.
But I'll do
I
another
apologize.
one.
You did.
I'll do another one. I don't give a fuck.
So yes, the doctor was correct. After a while, after I matured with their puberty, gained my height, as everyone does.
Now you're good.
I'm okay.
You're okay.
But
You're good to go. We got 15 minutes. We can do this.
Okay.
We can definitely do this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Wizard Panda strikes again.
I said I can't do it anymore, bro.
I'll do another one. It's fine.
I can't. I know.
I'm out of ice. No, it's fine. I'll do it.
Because I still have one to do when we pass off to.
Yep. No, listen. It's fine. I will do it on behalf of both of us.
Yes.
So Wizard Panda strikes again. Here we go. I'm from Wisconsin, and we do not fucking
Floridians
back
don't
off.
really shy away from much either, to be honest. And I'm one of the true Floridians, born and raised in Florida. Most people are transients. But yeah, just right now, like, literally not.
Christy Nicodemus wants to know who our favorite characters are.
Okay, I will answer that question. I have said it, I think, either on our podcast or on Twitter. Female character, Nynaeve. Male character, Lan. And this was before, spoilers, they got married. So I love them as my favorite characters before they were even wed. And finding out they were wed later after I loved them most just sent me through the moon. That hasn't changed in over 10 years. Nynaeve is my favorite. Female, Lan is my favorite. Male, Jess, I pass it to you.
My favorite female character is Nynaeve. Not Nynaeve. I'm drunk. Shut up. My favorite female character is Egwene.
Yes, I know you've said this.
100%. So, a young woman wants to go on an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And, she could be, when the actual adventure happens, she could be like, oh, I've made a huge mistake. But she doesn't, things start to go sideways for them almost immediately after they leave the Two Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
But she's still into it. She's on board. She is 100% ready to fucking go, which, especially for someone that young, amazing. And then everything that she goes through, and yeah, she's got PTSD. Her time with the Shanshan was definitely bad. She has some things that she needs to deal with, but she's maybe 17 years old when she gets raised to the Amerlin seat of the Tower in Exile in Soledar. Fuck yeah. Slam that
Dorito.
Slam that fucking Dorito, bitch. She is set up to be a puppet Amerlin.
Yes.
And at 17, years old, she's like, oh, no. this is very cute that you want to do this to me, but no, this is not how it's going to happen. And she gets the tower just wrapped around her, fucking gets captured back in the real tower, quote unquote, and just the way that she handles that situation, the entire situation. I mean, like,
I love reading it.
Like, honestly, we have no choice but to stan this 17-year-old young woman who takes her role so seriously and is so in tune to the sort of political kind of nuances that go along with it, all the things that she does to just subvert people on the sly.
I love it. I love rereading it, because when the White Tower is under attack, spoilers, by the Shan-Chan, she was first originally being held captive because she's once again been relegated back to a novice in her cell. She because of the Shan-Chan attack gets out of her cell, and then she walks in her white clothing through the tower, and the sisters are gathering around her, asking her questions. And one of my favorite parts, while there's booming concussions of the Shan-Chan on their winged mounts and just the towers being blown to bits, right? There are mostly red. I think it was a red sister that asked her this question. But there were other Ajas, of course, around her, surrounding her as she broke out of her cell, trying to discern, what she would say about what to do. And she turns to this one red sister and she's like, do you want to accept responsibility of what happens and what's going on around here? And the sister was silent, and she goes, that's what I thought. As Amyrlin, I'm going to assume responsibility of what happens to the tower. You get your ass here, here, and here. You guys need to be at points throughout different sections of the floors of the tower. I'm going to go down and get this Terangrial to fuck these bitches up.
Fuck them right up.
And if you don't want to accept okay, good. You don't want to accept responsibility, sister.
I will accept responsibility. I'm the Amyrlin
accept responsibility. Fuck you. Here's what you need to do. Fuck off. And the sister's like, because she has to make the fully raised, tower trained, tower bred, tower insinuated sister has to make a decision. I don't remember who it is at this point, and either call her on her bluff or try to say that she's more than. But she's like, bro, if this bitch just 5 minutes ago recently released from the prisons wants to take point and accountability for what's happening with the Shan-Chan right now, okay, I'm gonna go do X, and it's not going to be fall on me. But Egwene, does her part, gets that Terangrial, as we know, is that white rod that gives her that power, and ultimately succeeds and triumphs, and a lot of other things happen to Elida, including her being taken by the Shan-Chan to be made a slave at that point. But it really, I love reading the point where Egwene's looking at all the sisters around her like, do you guys want to take responsibility?
Are you
guys gonna step up? No
or no?
Okay, then fuck off. I'm gonna do that.
And I think that's what makes me love Egwene the most, and what I admire about her the most, because I think about myself. I think a lot of it is, and probably some people think about this and other people don't, but I think about myself at 17. And you want to know what? At 17, I was a loudmouth. At 17, I had a lot of really loud opinions about things. They were not necessarily, educated opinions, but I had them.
Yeah.
And I think about myself at 17, and if I had been put into the same position, I would like to think that I would comport myself the way that Egwene did. I don't know that I would. I like to think that I would, but I don't think that I probably would. And you're absolutely right that she's going into this situation thinking, okay, who's going to take responsibility for this? Who's going to lead in this moment? And nobody's willing to do it. Nobody's willing to step up. Even these women who have been eye to eye for however many years, they're full sisters, raised to the shawl officially, taken their oaths on the oath rod officially.
Right.
And they're not willing to take on this
most of them read, because most of her guards and her coterie around her were red. And at the time, the Reds had a position of power because Elida was the Amyrlin seat at the time. So the Reds weren't necessarily looked so much in disfavor on the surface of things. So they were just like, okay, because Elida, there was no real response from her for the Shan attack, right? From what I remember, she was pretty much just cowering in her quarters, because that's when they busted through and one of the Raken just grabbed her, and that's when she got taken off. And then
Elida's a piece of shit, but
yeah, the rest of her life, because Aes Sedai, when you channel, you live an extra long life. And Elida wasn't one of the longest lived sisters in the tower at the time, if I do so remember. So she had a very long time of channeling and life left to her before she would pass. And her becoming colored as Dakaval, as a Shan slave, it's like, that's a long amount of time to live in that misery and suffering. And that's the end of what Robert Jordan and Sanderson wrote of her, is that she rode off and became, the slave of Shan-Chan's sister, and that was her fate. That was the end of her life.
Was it. Okay, so here is my question, because I'm looking at the comments here, and we've got some pretty heated debate as to whether Egwene is ta'veren or is she not. What do you think?
According to Robert Jordan, canon, because this must be said in order to go into the diatribe, he said that women cannot be ta'veren. That's canon as far as what the original author and writer of the book said.
Sexist.
So canon. We have to address that before we move on.
Yeah, we need to deal with that whole shit.
To anything else. However, that being said, I know, Jess, you have feelings about her being ta'veren. My only thought is that she was of Manetheren. She came from the Two Rivers. She was differentiated as special to Moraine when she came to the Two Rivers, and obviously came raised to Amyrlin's seat, and the things that happened to her were not 100% coincidence, I don't think.
Really quick sidebar. Our friends from the Wheel Leaves are here. So
they can hear.
FYI. But you know what? I kind of agree with
Let
you.
me know when I'm allowed to.
Hi, there you are. Hi.
Hey.
Danny and Brett are here. Okay, so I agree with you from a canon standpoint, you know, in terms of what RJ said.
Right.
That Egwene and Nynaeve were not tWoTcast because women could not be tWoTcast. And so you've got two kind of really very passionate sides to the argument that, yes, they were tWoTcast, and even if they weren't recognized, they were still affecting events, you know, in the world or whatever. And then other people who are saying that, okay, yeah, they were important, but they weren't tWoTcast in that they did not, you know, alter the weaving of the wheel, right? So for myself, I kind of feel like Egwene and Nynaeve, they should have been tWoTcast. They should have been.
Of Manetheren from the Two Rivers.
But of Manetheren from the Two Rivers.
Correct.
Powerful women in their own right. You know, women who were just powerful as women on its own, but also powerful channelers.
Right.
They should have been, but they weren't.
You hadn't seen channeling on that level other than Elaine in years and years and years and years. And there must be a reason for that. That Egwene Nynaeve, and to a lesser extent Egwene, had that capability. And then you come across Elaine that had that. But it's all in Andor, right? But the most important thing is the Two Rivers from Manetheren is special, and you can't have that connotation, in my personal opinion, that is held in high regard to the three boys, Perrin, Matt, and Rand, and absolutely and utterly disregard the other two women that grew up with them and say the exact reasons why these three are pushed from into the pattern by being tWoTcast does not apply to the two women in the same exact circumstance. To me, that makes no logical sense. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, with all due respect.
I'm looking at the chat here, and Narg pointed out that RJ said that women can be tWoTcast, but none of the major female characters in the books is tWoTcast. And, you know, the wheel doesn't cast tWoTcast around it indiscriminately. There has to be a specific reason or need, which to me, I mean, honestly, that sounds sexist. I'm just saying that, okay, so you're telling me that there wasn't a specific reason or need for a female Aes Sedai to get in there and cleanse the taint. You're telling me there isn't a specific reason for somebody to get in there and fuck shit up to take over the White Tower. But I kind of love the idea that...
I respect Narg's opinion because Narg is very knowledgeable.
Extremely
and
knowledgeable.
Has given us a lot of leaks. However...
But ultimately, I mean,
True.
whether they're tWoTcast, maybe, and there are people who have said this, Egwene and Nynaeve didn't need to be tWoTcast because they were powerful enough to get shit done on their own. They didn't need the wheel to help them.
I think
so.
Them coming to Saladar, them having the placement they had in Saladar, being raised to Amberlin's seat, being only accepted in Egwene's case, the things that Egwene did and the decisions that she made, because remember, like, yes, she was a dreamer and she had specific dreams before she became Amberlin's seat. They gave her kind of clues in as what to do. You know, you could make the argument that Egwene, quote unquote, technically wasn't, but for her to land with the Aiel, with the things that happened to her, as well as Nynaeve, and I don't know, just her being saved by Lan at that exact moment in the river for him to grab her hand and pull her out, because if Lan wasn't there, she would have died.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone disagrees that Lan is not Taviran.
No, he's not.
So,
but he was still
Lan
there.
being there at that exact moment to pull Nynaeve out of the water to rescue her, I really believe one of them must have been, and that wasn't Lan. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. But our time here has
ended
as of 2 minutes ago.
Correct. My apologies to tWoTcast.
Danny and Brett are here.
Yes.
From the Wheel Weaves.
Yes.
I'm unmuting
You want to do
them.
the toast?
Well,
do you remember the toast to them that we agreed upon?
I fucked up. I think I fucked up.
I think we're good.
Yeah, there you are. Hi.
Okay.
Okay. So
Hey.
a lot of people donated, and we've done so many shots.
I heard that's good. That's a good
I'm
thing.
Sorry.
That's the best.
We have no idea what's happening, but that's okay. So welcome. And we're excited that you're here.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
So we're about to end our jurisdiction as it is and give it into the capable hands of the Will Weaves podcast, but we have agreed upon a specific toast, if that's okay with Brett, and we can do that now if you would like, Jess.
Let's do. What was the
Yeah.
toast? I don't know. I'm drunk.
Well, here's the thing. Jess told me earlier about how you have this whole thing, and I'm a little bit nervous that
No, that's okay.
Oh, honey, you're fine.
we got to
Thank
remember
you
the
so-
countdown and what to say. It's a big deal.
That's okay. So thank you so much for telling us what to say. So it's actually really simple. It's just
We're extremely trashed because
So-
we did so many
Awesome.
shots.
we
That's
did
so
about
good.
how
That's
many
so fun.
shots? How many shots did we do, Jess?
We did like 13. I think.
13 in an hour and a half.
That's so much money for Cyber Smile.
I
That's
know. I'm
fantastic.
so excited, but also we're so drunk.
But before we came on, before we even came on, I think that tWoTcast said it was like 720 something was raised.
Yeah, and now you're over 1,000. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
that's
It in your heart.
amazing and 100% worth the hangover later. Like,
so
totally.
Jess, okay, so just to let you know, because I'm looking back at our messages,
Okay.
the agreed upon
We're going to talk about it.
to tWoTcast for organizing this event is the toast.
It's a
That
good
was the-
toast.
and isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Yes. You guys are wonderful people and
Mhm.
beautiful human beings for
I'm looking at your faces and you're gorgeous.
they're both gorgeous. For
See, that's how I know you've had a lot to drink.
Yeah,
so
I know.
there you
I
go.
was gonna say you're super blinded.
No,
for giving the accolades to tWoTcast for organizing the event. So cool.
Yeah, we'll give him a shout out.
To once again, Jess, the toast is officially verbatim, quote, to tWoTcast for organizing this event. Can you
Mhm.
remember that as we count down?
I'll try.
Okay, so you ready? The
I'm
Will
ready.
Weaves podcast?
Yeah, we're ready.
Ready.
All right.
1,
1, 2,
2, 3.
3.
3.
To
To
tWoTcast
for
organizing this event.
You guys are beautiful.
Now,
You're beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
somebody suggested that I should be shooting terrible tasting things just
Yeah.
to get the reaction because I can't drink any liquor right now. And so that was some carbonated ginger beer.
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. It
Thank
worked.
the both of you
Yeah,
for
because you
participating.
are you are expecting, which means that
Yes.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm growing a human. Yeah.
growing a human, which is a
Yeah.
whole thing.
It's a whole
So
thing.
good on you.
Thanks.
So thank you, Brett.
We're 6 minutes into your whole situation.
So we're passing the torch,
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
thank you guys. I don't know how to do this, Jess, so I'm going to allow you because you have the discernment here to pass.
I'm not sure if that's true, but we'll see what happens.
He gave you the thing, so I don't know how to do the thing.
It's the torch.
All right, well, just
pass it.
press leave.
I'm going to hit stop video.
I think you have to make us the host, though. Because if you leave.
Yeah, Jess has the capability. I do not because I gave that to her.
Oh, fuck.
Yes,
I gave it to her. I don't
haven't
have the
yet.
capability.
All right, well, you guys.
Because if
your
you just
thing.
leave, it'll shut down. It'll shut us out.
Jen,
'Cause
you
you're the
can
host.
go. I'll get
Okay,
this
I'm gonna
figured
go.
out.
I love you
Danny
guys.
and Brett,
Bye.
do your thing.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. All right, I'm gonna get out.
Okay. Did you make us the host?
Working on it.
Okay.
Make host. Yep.
Yes.
There we go.
And bye.
See ya.
Did it work?
Yeah. Now it's
Okay.
all our show.
Now we're the hosts.
Now we're
Oh no.
taking
Okay.
over this shindig.
So I'm just thinking because we have to like figure out a way to raise even more money
Yeah.
and continue this thing that's happening. So I'm
Charity
thinking
of time. Hashtag
Yeah.
charity of time for Cyber Smile. I know it's probably been talked about a lot, but we're gonna talk about it even more because cyberbullying and online harassment is super duper bad. Don't do it. And we are raising money for a wonderful foundation that supports not hurting people's feelings online.
yes. And I think the best way to raise money is whoever donates, let's say $20,000 can name our child. How about that? That sounds
That's
good.
news to me. That's
Yeah.
new. I don't
It's not official, but like maybe if you do it, we'll talk about it. Any Wheel of Time name. Yep.
No. Not that.
Okay.
Because we've already vetoed
We
the
vetoed a
baby
few.
who calls himself Boars.
Yeah.
That one's out, I think. But
We'll come up with a better idea, but just throwing it out there.
right. So I think we should introduce ourselves
Sure.
for those of us who are meeting us. For those, I haven't even had any liquor.
Yeah.
For those of them who are meeting us for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are the Wheel Weaves. I'm Danny, and this is Brett. And we are married and have a baby and have another one coming that's inside me.
Yeah.
And we do a spoiler-free Wheel of Time podcast.
Yeah. So long story short, I read these books since I was a kid over and over and over and over again. And it took me probably like a dozen years to convince Danielle to get on board and read the books. And she said the only way she was going to read them is if we can try and figure out how to do a podcast. So I said, why not?
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And it's been just over a year.
It has been just over a year. We're into The Dragon Reborn.
Yes.
And we are spoiler-free up into the chapters that we are reading.
Yeah. So as long as you have read the chapter that we're covering, you're totally safe. No spoilers, no worries.
Mhm.
So
That's right. That's why I had to,
yeah.
earmuffs
and
myself
everything
when
like
they
that.
let us in a little earlier than we were expecting. But we'll blame it on the alcohol.
Yes.
Okay. And so with that being said, tonight we actually let the Twitter of Time decide what we were going to be doing tonight.
Yeah.
And we are just going to record an episode.
A regular episode. So the nice thing is if you haven't heard us before, there's kind of like a taste of what we do in unique fashion, I suppose. So
Sure.
yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And these two chapters that we're going to do today are incredibly boring. So good thing we have some people
To
who
entertain
are
us
going
too.
to entertain us because you
Yeah.
have the chat open.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
are open to comments and questions throughout, and it's just going to sort of be a unique episode that we
Yeah.
release because I will edit it like normal, but
Yeah.
it'll also have some of this fun stuff in it. So with that being said, I'm going to start our regular recording,
Yeah.
and then we can just sort of get
We'll go
into
from
it.
there.
Yeah.
So, and this is our cat Zazu, who's going to be
An
joining us for most
asshole.
of the most of the episode. Okay. He's the one who gets edited out
Okay,
a
you
lot.
gotta be quiet so I can do my
Okay.
intro.
All right.
Is there anyone who's saying hi to us that I should know about? Oh, you know what we have to talk about? Your shot glasses.
Oh yeah. So we also have a thing that kind of happened where every time we made references to Harry Potter for a long time, we would take a shot.
Yeah, I love Harry Potter.
Yeah. So we just do that, and we have a bunch of different
We have a
shot
shot
glasses.
glass collection, and so we talk about our shot glasses.
Yeah, because we never had any use for them up until we started this.
Mhm.
So we recently took a bit of a camping road trip for the last week and a half, and we went to the Royal Tyrrell Museum, which is the dinosaur museum in Alberta, and it's world famous.
Super cool.
I have the Royal Tyrrell Museum shot glass.
Cool.
Yeah, and what do you have?
I have I picked Newfoundland because we were actually supposed to be in Nova Scotia.
Yes.
Right now, our whole East Coast trip got canceled, and so I decided that the shot glass I was going to use today was for Newfoundland because I don't have one for Nova Scotia, and that is close enough.
Yeah.
But don't let anyone from Nova Scotia or Newfoundland
You just offended a whole lot of people. So
hear me say that. Okay, so I'm going to do my intro here.
Yeah.
This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Welcome, listeners. I'm your host, Danny, and I'm your host. Nope, I messed up already. It's something that I wrote and say all the time, and I always mess it up. Okay, let me try again. Welcome, listeners. I'm your host, Danny, and I'm the first-time reader who's going through this 15-book series chapter by chapter. As always, there are no spoilers past the chapter we are covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host, Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's acting as my tour guide on this journey. Yay, so here we go.
That was good.
And this episode, we're going to be talking about Chapter 7 and Chapter 8 of The Dragon Reborn.
Yeah, and these ones is kind of funny because I have this trend where I always say, oh, the next chapter is really good and the next one's really awesome.
You didn't say
And
that
it's so
this
exciting.
time.
I did not say that because I have to say that this chapter 7, I think. Yeah, that's where we're starting.
Mhm.
Chapter 7 is not my most favorite chapter in the book.
No, and
It's shocking for me to say that,
you know
but
what I thought about? So this chapter didn't need to exist.
it didn't. It could have been a
It
paragraph.
could have been one sentence at the beginning of the next chapter that said they made their way out of the mountains.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all that happens. There's nothing.
There's one or
How
two.
are there 10 pages of them making their way out of the mountains?
There's two things that are exciting, kind of, sort
Nope.
of, speculation wise.
Moraine
world.
catches fish with her hands.
Well, okay, I have questions when we get to that
Oh,
part.
jeez. Okay.
And also the little, land signals in the forest. I like those too.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Okay. And if anyone's wondering, non-alcoholic wine is terrible, and so I make my own sangria with it.
Yes.
So I'm not actually drinking liquor. Everyone can come.
Don't worry. I am drinking liquor though. So this is from the nice dusty wheel. You can't actually see it because it's all.
Oh, you should have put
Shoot.
beer in there.
Yeah, but it's the dusty wheel mug, and I know he's on a
As
lot
you
later.
drink more of it, you can show the logo.
It'll be a
on there.
revealing thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, but he's on later, so check him out. He's awesome. We like him. We've guested on his
Tomorrow.
show
He's on
a couple
tomorrow.
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because it's 24 hours.
That is correct. So I got my notes here. And the really exciting thing about this episode is I have less than 3 pages of notes, and I don't think I've ever had less than 3 pages of notes.
Yeah, usually it's a
So-
lot more. So
Yikes. Yikes there. Okay. So chapter 7 is called
whoa.
what?
Oh, I do this every
Okay.
time. I'm messing
Seriously?
up so bad.
Yeah, this is
season.
bad. Okay.
Okay. Hey, Brett, do you have a fun fact for us?
I sure do. Okay. Also, fun fact. We always do a fun fact. It started off at the very beginning with me saying something unique and fun
It was
information.
all about
the Wheel of Time and
Robert
stats and cool
Jordan
stuff.
and-
Yeah, and now it's been 3 books, and fun facts are harder to come up with. So I
Did
now
you
just
remember to do the Hawks and Falcons?
I sure
one?
did. Okay, so just to preface this, last chapter we just got new min viewings about Perrin, and there's been a whole lot of Perrin in this book, only Perrin
Only
so far.
Perrin.
And I know you're super excited about that, but we got the viewings about an Aielman in a cage, a tinker with a sword, and then a falcon and a hawk on his shoulders. And we learned that we know nothing about falcons and hawks, and what's up with that? We don't know anything about birds.
I
So
think my speculation is that falcons are smaller than hawks. Did you find anything like that out?
I did
Okay,
find
okay.
out that stuff too, because we kind of we tried to take some guesses, but I got some information on the falcons and the hawks, so I got to dive into that.
Okay.
But there's also one fun little connection for you in this one too, because there's actually a third bird of prey in this equation too. So I'm going to quiz you. Do you remember what the flag of Manetherin is?
Eagle.
Yes, the red eagle of Manetheren. That's good.
Thank you.
Good knowledge there. So we have like the red eagle, the eagle who is Perrin, right? The man from Manetheren. And then on his shoulder, we have the falcon and the hawk.
Okay.
So fun little connection. We got 3 birds of prey.
Growing up, my soccer team was the Falcons.
That's cool. So growing up, my school was the Highbury. Well, it was an owl.
No, you were Hooters.
The Highbury Hooters,
Yeah.
which they changed to the Predators, which I don't know if that's better, but it's.
No, it's
I don't know
not.
if it's worse.
You should stay. You should have been Hooters.
But
That's
we were
way
the
better
Highbury
for an
Hooters,
elementary
yeah.
school.
It's pretty great. So, so the difference between the 3 birds, they're all raptors, but the eagle is the biggest of the 3. Only vultures are bigger, and we have like Perrin, who's like the biggest guy. They've got broad wings, they're heavier size, more powerful build, and they've got a heavier head and build. So they typically eat bigger stuff.
Okay.
Then we've got hawks, which are like the medium size. They're mainly like woodland creatures. They hunt from suddenly dashing from like concealment, and they're prescribed as the most intelligent birds.
Ooh.
And then last we have falcons, which are the smallest of the 3, and they're the fastest with pointed wings, and they dive in on their prey, and they often hunt other birds.
Ooh.
So just fun little connections that if you want to think about later on what this hawk and falcon on the eagle's shoulders
And is the
really means.
Falcon the smaller one?
Falcon is the smaller one.
Nice.
Yes.
I was right.
So
I like being right.
yes, you were. Okay. So that's a fun fact. You learned a little bit of birds.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, I noticed that when you opened your notes, you closed the chat. Is there a way for you to have your notes and the chat sort of open at once?
Maybe.
Like, can you minimize so that we can see when people are chatting with us? You don't have to switch back and forth.
I can try to do that.
Okay, and just a little bit of a heads up, like I'm not going to read the chat just in case for spoilers. If anybody is a listener here today listening to us do our recording, please be careful, maybe mention if you're a first-time reader or if you're not completely through the series. And then I know that the fandom will be so supportive of the spoiler-free stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Because that's the opposite of what we want, is to just like ruin everything for everyone. So
we do have a couple questions though.
okay, let's do that before we get into chapter 7, the most exciting chapter I've
exactly.
ever read.
I know, it's like this is what chapter 7 is going to be. So if you could go to Randland, what would you do without like messing up the events of the book? And that question is by Valerie Jackson.
What would I do?
Yeah, what would you do in Randland? This is a hard question.
That is a hard one. I don't know. I would probably go, where's the party? Alien?
Yeah, there is parties in Alien.
I'd go party in Alien.
Okay, I like that. That's a
Beach
good
town,
one.
right? It's on the coast.
Yeah, that was where like the Mardi Gras celebration was going on. So we had like seen that.
I'd go party there.
Party time.
Yeah.
I'd join you. There you
Would
go.
you?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I would definitely like shear sheep. Yeah, I'd like go
The
to Two
Two
Rivers
Rivers?
and I'd just go learn how to shear sheep.
I thought
Like,
you were going to
make
go
apple
say
brandy.
like fight evil trees in the Blade or something.
No, I would say I probably want to like drink as much of like that apple brandy that Tam makes as possible. So
apple brandy.
and smoke that Emmonsfield Havoc, which probably is.
It's definitely.
Anyways,
it's for sure weed.
Yeah. A couple quick questions from Keith Stewart. How many times have I read the series? So I've read the series probably a dozen times at least. Like I've just every time a book came out, I'd reread the entire series, and I just kind of kept going with that. And I've read them and I've listened to audiobooks. So that's kind of like its own unique thing too, because you get to hear pronunciations from Michael Kramer and Kate Redding. So yeah. There was another one that I think I missed.
Would you take a picture of?
That's a good. I did take a picture.
I saw you take a picture of one.
did.
That's how I know that you like the question.
Yeah. Oh, Danny, who do you think will survive to the end of Wheel of Time?
Oh, like after like the last page of
The last page of the book.
Alive?
Who's dying? Who's living? Out of the main cast, let's say. Main cast, who's dead, who's still alive.
Gosh.
You can even do the top 5. The 3 boys and Nynaeve and Egwene.
Well, I was gonna say I think Loyal's gonna live.
Oh,
actually, no. I changed my mind. He's
Whoa!
definitely sacrificial. He's a sacrificial lamb.
You're gonna kill off Loyal.
No, well, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
Robert
you kind of
Jordan
are.
is.
Yeah.
I would never. Who's gonna survive? Probably Nynaeve, and I'll be annoyed about it.
Ooh, okay.
Probably Egwene.
Okay.
I don't think Egwene or Nynaeve will die.
Okay.
By the end.
Out of the 3 boys, any of them are gonna,
live.
Yeah, like sure.
Probably Matt.
Matt's gonna live or
Yeah,
die?
Matt'll live.
Matt'll live.
Perrin will. I don't know. Okay, so here's my thing about so I still think of Rand as like the main character.
Yeah, sure.
So he's like the equivalent. He's like the Harry Potter.
Sure.
And I always thought Harry Potter had to die. I was so annoyed when he didn't die, and there was this whole Horcrux stupid crap. By the way, that's a shot. You got to do that. So, so with that being said, I really kind of want Rand to die, but only in defeating the Dark One and saving the world. I think it's so bad for the main character guy to defeat the Dark One and then still just like get to live.
Yeah, no, I get that too, because we've had this Harry Potter discussion quite a few times.
Yeah. So
I also think Harry should have died.
Yeah, Harry should have died, and Rand probably should die, but like at the end, defeating the Dark One.
Okay. Yeah, not like just like at book 7 or something and they got to continue on. It's like, how do we go on without Rand? So
here's my non-alcoholic.
I'm not doing the entire shot glass, by the way, because I still.
It's like, look at the size difference. It's like a giant.
I have to get up when the kid gets up tomorrow.
Well, it's also a double shot glass.
It's also a double shot glass. So this is like one regular shot. Okay. Anyways, cheers to Harry Potter. There we go. Okay.
Ugh. That's what the people were missing, right? My sound effects? Taking shots. Someone said, I don't remember where it was, maybe on YouTube or our Discord, somebody said that I should just shoot lemon juice or something to really get the sound effects. And I was like, oh.
Hey, I have people doing shots with me. Yay! This is great. Yeah. See, and we kind of cut down on the Harry Potter references for once you found out that you were pregnant, like we kind of stopped because it's not very fun for me to just like drink by myself. So this is fun to do this, live. Okay, let's get into chapter 7.
Chapter 7, The Way Out of the Mountains.
Yes.
The end.
And chapter
8. Just kidding.
Okay,
so we have the Flame of Tarvalon.
Yes, we do. Which is symbol. For probably
Moraine
being bossy.
So bossy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so last time some really exciting stuff did happen.
Yes.
Last episode was actually very exciting, and I was totally on board with things being exciting.
Yeah.
And now we've just sort of gone down.
Yeah, the camp got attacked. Rand disappeared.
You're stealing my summary.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Usually.
Are you new?
Out. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a big Trolloc attack, and Rand has taken off from the mountain camp, and he is clearly going crazy.
Yes.
So Min is being sent to Tarvalon, which she is not happy about.
Yeah.
And Uno and crew are going to Gildan, which they also are not happy about.
Yeah.
And then Loyal and Perrin are going with Moraine and Lan to hunt for Rand.
Yes.
That's the new great hunt.
They really cut down the crew here. So
yes. And he has probably taken off towards Tyr, if dreams can be believed.
Yeah.
Because
and
the whole sword isn't a sword business.
Yeah, we got like the Kalendor thing, and he's probably going to Tyr because that's where the dreams are leading him. So
yeah. And he's losing it.
A little bit. Okay.
Oh, I like having this visual maybe because people can like see the things okay. Anyway. Okay, so starting off chapter 7, we are still from Perrin's point of view.
Yeah.
Which was a little disappointing for me.
It's a lot of Perrin.
It's a lot of Perrin. So they are heading out of the Mountains of Mist, and Lan is ahead, scouting and tracking Rand to give them directions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Moraine wants them to go faster, but Lan is like, no, this terrain is terrible, and we're going as fast as we can. And then Moraine low-key threatens to send him off to Marielle or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I did kind of find this...
What's her name? I don't know.
Yeah, Mirelle.
Okay.
Mirelle. So it's kind of interesting that Moraine is like doing this in front of Perrin and Loyal, because like this was a huge matter of contention.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I can stand up to Aes Sedai now?
Yeah,
I can stand up to her. So everything she says, he's like contradicting.
And Loyal is still head down, like, don't talk to Aes Sedai, don't intrude on their business.
Yeah, Loyal is not having it. He's mad about it.
Yeah, it is interesting though that she's like joking about it. So maybe like Lan and Moraine have moved past that just a little bit of it being like a really, really harsh incident. But
yeah,
Lan didn't take it
like
well.
She's joking, but then like half not joking.
Yeah,
she's like, do what I say, or like I'll just get rid of you.
Yeah,
basically. But he's mad. He's not having it. Lan doesn't like that. So At some point in this chapter, even Robert Jordan writes the words, "This was a boring journey."
Yeah.
So I thought I'd take note of that, because even Perrin and Robert Jordan are like, yeah, this is boring. And I go, I agree.
Well, that's why it's only like a 6-page chapter too. So it's
6 pages too many.
Super short.
So
it's concise.
The most interesting thing that happens here, though, is Moraine is good at catching fish with her hands, and this surprises and annoys Perrin.
Yes. So let's talk about this, since this is like the most exciting part of the chapter. So Moraine catching fish.
Mhm.
Do you think that she was legitimately like using the power? Because like on first read, you're like, oh, she's totally like, I don't know, freezing the fish with some sort of one powery type trick? Or is Moraine just like that good?
She's not that good.
You don't think she's like, no?
No, of course she's using the power. She comes over, she's like, ooh, how do I do this? And then and then unbuttons her pearl buttons.
Yeah.
And then Perrin's like, well, you're not going to be very good at it, but here's how you do this. And then she's like, oh, like this. And then just like grabs a fish.
like a giant fish.
Like
it's
she
a 5-pound
totally
fish.
knows too. Like I really.
So that's why I'm saying. It's
and
like
he's like, oh, a fish like that shouldn't even have been here. That's why I think she did some sort of powery stuff in the water.
Because I like to imagine that Moraine actually, like, we know that she grew up as like Kyrianan nobility. We don't know much more about that, but we know that about her. So I kind of like to think that she's got this like, secret trick.
If it was Swan.
Well,
and all her fish
references
of
in
course.
it. Okay.
Moraine, no, she used the power.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I just, I gotta.
No way. And she did it just to annoy Perrin, because Perrin's getting on her nerves.
Definitely.
Like she did it on purpose. To piss him off.
Have to say I disagree with Perrin's whole thing, because he's like, so whoever catches the fish has to like also clean the fish.
And clean it.
So I'm thinking, if you catch the fish, give it to the other person to clean. It's kind of like what we do is like, you cook, I clean.
Yeah.
Right. So we have a good system, because you're good at cooking.
Because I hate cleaning.
And I don't mind cleaning at all, but I'm terrible at cooking. So it's like a partnership.
Anyone want to know the secret to a good marriage?
Yeah. Learn how to cook, learn how to clean. There you go.
That's the one.
Perfect. That's free advice. There you go.
So why I think Moraine is doing this just to piss off Perrin is because she continues to do things just to piss off Perrin.
Well, she's retraining him. Yeah. Because he stepped so far out of line.
Yes. And so she's super bossy, getting Loyal and Perrin just to do all the chores, and then being like, oh, what? It's such a simple task. You can't do that for me? And just being like a little bitch about it. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's a good strategy. So like I gotta give it to her that she's
and he hasn't been able to refuse. So
yeah, I mean, but that's the whole thing is like she's acting like, oh, it would be rude to, not, I don't even know, brush the horse's hair or something, because you got to brush down horses, have to take a saddle off.
Yeah, with hay or something, like gotta like scratch them.
Yeah, I know like nothing about horses,
scratches.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But like the requests are super reasonable, so it is just reconditioning Perrin to be like.
That's totally fair. That's exactly what it is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they finally get out of the mountains.
Yeah.
They enter Gildan, which I found to be very interesting. I thought they were like way further north than they are. I had to go to the map and everything, because Gildan is like at the bottom of the Mountains of Mist almost. Like from Folme, they had to do like this crazy thing. I thought they were going to be more in line with the two rivers, and I was secretly hoping they'd get to the two rivers.
Oh yeah, nope. Sorry.
Well, I'm just like, I don't understand too, because she's sending Uno to Gildan, but they went to Gildan. Like, I really didn't think that that's where they were going. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, well, Gildan, because they got sent to Johanna, which is like in the middle of Gildan, and then like they're closer to the border. So it's like a little
even further south.
But
because
also
they got to go across to Tyr.
The thing with that though is Moraine wants to get rid of the Shienarans.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want to be with them anymore for whatever reason. So like that was a clear send off, because it's like the four of them traveling.
Yeah.
And it's basically like lands off all day, and then it's Loyal, Perrin, and Moraine all day together, just looking for Lan's little like tree signals, which I think are awesome too.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a shock for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't know the geography.
Yeah.
Of this place.
You could touch up a bit, I think.
Thanks.
What are you doing with your free time? Seriously.
Yeah, literally nothing. I literally do nothing all day. Thanks. Okay.
Valerie Jackson knows about horses.
Oh.
We learned from a fun fact that you looked up
Yeah.
that horses can swim.
Yeah.
Because they've got gigantic lungs, so
That-
it like helps them stay afloat.
Yeah.
Because we were really concerned about Cloud, was it? I think, or like the horse
No,
that they
Cloud for
pitched-
sure died.
The Cloud that pitched
Cloud was
like
dead.
Egwene off in the river
Well,
when they
no,
were
Cloud
escaping.
was the one that Egwene went across the river.
Yeah.
But Cloud for sure is dead. That horse did not make it.
It's food.
We never.
I think Cloud's alive.
They never heard from him again.
Hey, if you didn't see the death, they're still alive.
Oh,
That's a
my
rule. That is a rule.
That is my
So,
rule.
yeah.
Okay. Anyways, let's get back. Let's finish off this chapter because Perrin notes that even though they're getting into like villages and stuff and farmland,
Yeah.
where people are, you're laughing at what people
you can't
are
read.
saying.
You can't read all the chat. Some of it you can. Some of it you can't.
Okay. Has
Keep-
anybody said that they're first-time readers? Should we be careful of them?
Yes. Well, the couple people are like right around where we are reading, so that's good.
Okay.
Someone's upset with you trashing Moraine about in the imitations. They like. So
No, that was her. She put on a
Yeah,
she
I
put
get it, I
on
get
a
it.
show.
yeah.
I
Hey,
never get this immediate
I
feedback
know, right?
from
Why don't you tell the viewers what you think of Perrin?
I have already done that. They
I
know.
She doesn't like him.
Last chapter,
Oh,
I
that's
told
true.
you
That's not released
he's
yet.
going up in my book.
Yes. No. It was really good.
Thank
You said that there is Perrin and there is Young Bull.
and I like Young
You
Bull.
like Young Bull.
but
You
I
do not
don't
like
like
Perrin.
Perrin,
So
because
okay.
Perrin's too emotional for me.
I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So Perrin notes that there are wolves around
Yes.
where there shouldn't be because they're getting into like this farmland.
Yeah.
But I think that they're clearly here for Perrin's protection.
Yeah, they seem to be guarding him.
Yep.
But I was also thinking, is this just like Perrin being like antsy about the wolves,
Yes.
like still being here? Like, would they
Yes.
actually be gone, or is he just being kind of a butt about it?
No, I think they should be gone, but I think he's also being a butt about it.
Yeah. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I think that they're there, but I think he doesn't like that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because he's trying really hard to cut the wolves off still.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then they come up to a village named Jara, and
We get the Jara.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
the whole chapter.
That was a lot of stuff about not chapter 7 too.
About literally nothing. Okay.
Just
Okay.
for reference, what time do we go to?
We have
8:30 till.
Oh, it's 10:30 for everyone, but
Yeah,
for
but
us
our
it's
time?
8:30. Yeah, we have until 45.
Okay, we got 45 minutes.
Mhm.
We're
But
good.
we're gonna do. We should probably be done by 35. That's when Joe's coming in.
Okay.
I think.
Let's do
So-
this. All right, let's power through Jara.
Oh yeah, we got lots of time.
Yeah.
All right. So we had Jara. That's just what chapter 8's called, and a wolfie picture.
Yeah.
Which I have to say fooled me.
Ooh. Why?
Well, I thought that was gonna have to do with the actual wolves and Perrin.
Oh, okay.
I thought the wolves
Yeah.
were gonna. I thought maybe there'd be like Trollocs or something, especially when that guy's like Trollocs. Those don't exist. And then
Which we got to talk about
yeah, we will. But I thought that there was gonna be like
more with the wolves.
more about the wolves and stuff.
But it's about one, specific wolf.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Okay.
This
So-
is a good. Okay. Chapter
This
7
chapter-
didn't care for. Jara I like.
This was okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're still with Perrin.
Yep.
And they get to this village, and the green looks like there has been tons going on. And I originally thought Beltane.
Oh, spring is here.
It's that time of year, and so I was waiting to hear about a pole.
the stripper
The
pole.
stripper pole.
We haven't heard about
and
that in
stuff,
so long.
And then I was
yeah.
gonna be sad that it's been a full year and they haven't been back. But
Yep.
nope, just a bunch of crazy weddings.
Yeah.
So-
okay.
Something to note here because Perrin smells something wrong. He
Yes.
smells something
Okay.
off, and
Yeah.
he thinks that can't be Rand. So then I immediately think, I bet he smells Rand.
Okay. Did your opinion change?
I don't even really have.
Because that's one of my questions. Is
Yeah.
like, what is this smell? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's kind of like an important thing.
Unless he smells Wolfman Noam, and
Okay.
smells him as wrong.
Sure.
But then we like get to him, and Perrin doesn't immediately go, "Oh, that's the smell."
Yep.
So probably not that.
So what else could it be? Okay, we can
I don't
come back to it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Probably Rand. It's probably Rand.
Probably Rand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they get to the village inn, and it's called Herolin's Leap.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
And so there's a guy sweeping outside who's like yawning and gives quite the start at Perrin's eyes.
Because he's super hungover.
Well, and at first I was like, Perrin, no one cares about your eyes. Get over it.
Yeah.
But
this guy
really cares about his eyes.
This is like the one guy in the entire village who actually
legitimately would really care about Perrin's eyes.
So one thing that kind of like keep in the back of your mind this entire chapter 2 is that they are literally on the border of Amadicia and Gildan.
Yeah.
So Amadicia is like the
White Cloak Hub.
The White Cloak Hub, exactly. So yeah, we know that Pedronile has got plans for like not only the two rivers, but also like Perrin Ibera of the two rivers has been added to the list. And we don't really know what the list is, but yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff. Exactly. Yeah.
Blacklist.
So
okay.
The smell is apparently Rand because he hasn't bathed in a long time. So
oh, is that what someone said?
Yeah, that's Danaluhu.
Oh yes.
Yes.
For sure that's it. And anyway, so this guy's like super into Perrin's eyes, and then he also is completely startled by Loyal.
Yes.
Like this group of people traveling really throws him off.
Well, it's kind of funny because if you look at the line on the map of like south of the two rivers, like the people in two rivers don't know that Trollocs are a real thing and they think it's all fairy tales, and everything basically south of that, everyone doesn't think that like Dark Friend, like not necessarily Dark Friends, but like Trollocs, Shadow Spawn, Ogier, all that stuff, it's all fairy tales.
Yeah.
So we're below that line now.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy is named Simeon.
Yes.
And he's like the caretaker, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Master Herod is the innkeeper.
We don't get a reference. I didn't see one of his weight.
Nothing.
Or his like round belly. So I don't know if we should trust him. Yeah, that's a thing.
Good point. Good point. Because we also didn't get a specific reference to him being skinny.
That's true. So he's probably like normal sized. I guess like average build.
Maybe this is more about Simeon than the innkeeper at this point.
Okay.
So this guy tells them all the crazy shit that's been going on. There's been about 1 million crazy weddings. So weird. And I just was like, I hope someone just tells me what this is later because I have no idea what's
so like
happening.
No speculation?
No,
okay.
I right away knew that like something was wrong.
But like not sure what?
No idea.
Okay.
And then Perrin asks right away if he's seen Rand, but then Moiraine cuts him off. And I just think, wow, okay, so Perrin hasn't like traveled on his own yet.
He hasn't. So he hasn't learned the lesson.
New.
Yeah, he's new at this. And I kind of like was thinking about this in a couple of different ways because Rand kind of sort of has learned his lesson because he got to play the game of houses in Cairhien where he like figured out how to like not just say, hey, I'm Rand from the Two Rivers.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm looking for. But Perrin still is on that whole like.
And even Matt and Rand traveling the Camelin Road together.
Not good. Yeah.
Still sort of figured it out along the way.
Like stop saying our name.
Yeah.
Kind of sort of.
Anyway, they had way more experience with it, but this is Perrin's like first experience.
This
really.
Is bad. I do have to know too, this happened. So we know that Rand showed up 2 days ago, like yesterday morning, basically. So it's been 48 hours more or less.
Oh, he's gone fast.
That's the thing that I want to talk about. Rand is moving fast.
Yeah,
but
he's
Rand
probably not stopping very much.
He's like probably not sleeping very much.
That's what I was gonna say for rest.
And you know what happens when you don't sleep very much? You go crazy.
You go crazy.
Yeah, you go crazy. That's what happens. Like I don't know if anyone's like not slept very much, but like you start going insane.
I wonder, does anyone have any plans to actually just watch this whole podcast-a-thon for 24 hours?
24 hours isn't that bad, but it's like the 48, the 72.
No, but that's hard in our regular lives, going a night without
It's very
sleep.
hard. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's But also just on the side note of like Rand traveling fast, he's got experience of traveling fast because him and Nat from Whitebridge to Camelin, he was moving fast.
Oh yeah. He was worried someone was on his tail. Same.
The exact same scenario where it's like, I got to keep moving. But the weird thing is, to bring that back, is that he spends an entire day in Jara. He moves really, really, really fast. And then he spends the entire day in Jara.
Well, probably because he got some food. He played his flute and got some food.
You got food and like a little bit of rest, maybe?
And some marriage proposals.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah.
So
At least offers.
like that was fun. It was like festive and fun for him. So
Is Rand getting hit on by girls actually fun for Rand?
Mhm.
Yeah. May I remind you of Al Screenwell?
yeah. He has no idea what to do. I don't know. He's in a different space right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to this though, because this is where Perrin is like, have you seen a tall guy with red hair? Like Perrin, number one, don't.
Yeah.
And Moraine cuts him off, and Lan gives him a signal like, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so Simeon asks what loyal is, which is funny.
Which is a great question.
And boy, does Loyal take offense to this.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he never really cared so much. Like in Camelin,
He got chased with like torches.
and he was like, oh, well, right?
It's been a long time for him. Well, he's also become accustomed. He's been spending like a long time with people who know what he is.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen this reaction to Loyal for a long time. So like maybe he's
like, I'm an Ogier, idiot. What'd you think I was, a Trolloc? And he was like, oh no, Trollocs are children's tales.
Yeah.
And then he sort of laughs and starts to go, Ogiers are children's tales. But then he just sort of peters off and doesn't continue there. So they go in and they meet the innkeeper, and Simeon tells Herod that Loyal is an Ogier, and he says, well, at least he isn't a white cloak.
Trouble with white cloaks.
Trouble with the white cloaks. So they get shown to their rooms by Simeon and Lan. Nope, I'm going to say that again.
Sure.
So they get shown to their rooms by Simeon, and Lan takes all the bags to their room. I can't even read what I wrote. Okay.
Here's an intermission with no, but it's a little bit sad because they IDIC Warrior said you should have worn your Moraine head jewel. And we totally haven't done that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. And we still need to put the pictures up. I know. The pictures. Okay.
Oh.
I know. There's still a lot of things that we're trying
I actually even thought about it today.
We're doing our best. I'm sorry.
I can go get it. Can I go get it?
No, we don't have time.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Do you know where it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go really fast.
Okay. We have a slight intermission here. So
take a shot with me.
Any questions you want to ask me, I'll answer. I don't know. Or if anyone wants to take a shot with me, let me know in the chat. I can hear her running around upstairs. You don't have much more time. She's back. Wow, that was fast. Okay.
I told you I knew where it was.
Okay. That was incredible.
I'm really out of breath.
Yeah. I didn't have time to do anything.
Oh my gosh, I even thought about this today. Okay. I'm gonna put it on. Okay, I gotta use the camera and I'm like backwards. Is that good enough, guys?
Not centered.
It would never be good enough for Moraine.
Do you want help?
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Excellent. Stop moving it.
Well, I gotta pull it down because it's
Okay.
gonna pop off my head.
It'll pop off your head.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it centered?
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have worn my hair curlier.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no time. No time for curling your hair. Okay.
Okay. There we go. That works.
Okay.
Thanks.
Moraine Jewel.
Thanks for reminding me. Who reminded me?
Danaluhu will take a shot. Okay. That was like literally the only thing
That's what you asked for?
Valerie Jackson asked, how do I keep a straight face? Let me introduce you to Canadian whiskey. It is Doc 57 Blackberry. It's delicious.
It's so good.
You can't buy it pretty much anywhere except for
Manitoba, Ontario.
Ontario. So we
Every
can't
time
even.
we go to Manitoba,
Yeah.
we stock up.
How hard is it to not spoil things? Really hard sometimes.
Really?
I did.
Oh, it's fine for me.
Just
kidding.
Okay. But, I don't have a good answer for that. Just go with it. So when she says things, you just go with it. There was one thing that I didn't do very well, which was when you thought that Tremalking and Tremontian
Oh yeah, you showed me right down. You're
place.
like, no. You're like, no way, that's never a thing. And I was like, oh.
Crown Royal apple. I would definitely recommend that too. That's delicious.
Crown Royal vanilla too. Okay, are you gonna take that? So
Okay, and
because we
okay.
we don't have much time.
Okay, cheers to all the people watching. And again, give to the charity. I'm drinking too much, so now I'm like not very good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That happens.
Yeah.
Okay, you take that, and I'm gonna say that there's a link at the bottom, right, to the giving the charity page.
See, baby brain is a real thing. 100%. It really is. Like she forgets words.
Yeah.
And stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm. We haven't even like been paying attention to that. Like the way Tower Girls were taking shots every time someone donated and really pushing that.
It's getting late for a lot of people I know too. Just the time that we're at. So
well, like it depends where they are.
Malkier Talks is here too. And they also want to do shots in their segment, but now it's 8:30 a.m.
Oh,
and then he has to go to work.
Mimosa shots.
Yeah. If you work from home, you can always drink. So, right? I think that's how it works.
Do that. Just work from home. Okay. So, I'm going to get back to this and I'm going to say this sentence properly.
Let's do this.
Okay. Okay. So, they get shown to their rooms by Simeon, and Lan takes all the bags, and then he goes to the room beside Moraine's, even though it's meant for a servant. And so we learn that Rand has not taken the I'm too into it. Okay. So we learned that Rand has not taken the dragon banner with him.
Yeah, this was huge.
This was actually a very big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like supposed to save his life, but maybe it already did save his life. So he's like, don't
I
need
don't
it
even
again.
think he's thinking clearly enough to think about it.
He just like packed and left because
Yeah.
I mean, did Moraine have it the whole time, or was it in Rand's hut? Was it in Moraine's hut? Like, where was this banner? Did he leave it behind intentionally, or did he leave it because he didn't want to talk to Moraine before he left?
So many options.
There's a lot of options. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it was probably in Moraine's hut. I think that she was keeping.
Was it flying? It was flying.
Oh, it was flying.
Yeah.
That's where it was.
So like it would be too obvious to go and like undo the banner and take it down.
Totally. Okay, that makes way more sense. Okay. So Moraine asks about the trouble with the Children of the Light because they are all acting so crazy.
Yes.
Turns out.
Yeah.
They're like deflecting, defecting, and running off and doing all sorts of crazy stuff and getting in fights and trying to like burn down the inn,
assaulting women,
assaulting women.
Just, honestly, a lot of terrible stuff is happening. They're kind of going crazy, which makes sense why Perrin thinks that is
the like, madness is
Rand's
catching.
madness is catching, but it's not.
It's not that.
Apparently not that. But
apparently not.
Yeah.
It seems like it might be that though.
I actually wanted to ask you about this because it's like Moraine clearly states like it's not the madness. That's not what it is. It's the fact that he's a Taviran. But is it like a little bit? Because we know the whole Shatter Logoth evil is like a catching thing. Padden Fane like infects people with his, evilness, right?
Yeah.
With the whole Mordeth and the dagger and all that stuff.
Yeah, no,
So,
I do think that it is the Taviran thing.
It's the Taviran
and not the
thing.
madness thing.
Okay.
But okay, so Perrin thinks like he doesn't care about weddings or white cloaks. He just wants to find Rand.
Yes.
And Perrin and Loyal go with Simeon to their rooms. And Perrin asks if this guy has seen Rand. So he's very little tact. He doesn't know how to listen to instructions.
I hate this so much. I hate when people go blabbing. And it happens so much in this book.
Oh my God, all the time.
Yeah.
Like these.
Have you seen Rand al'Thor? He's from the Two Rivers. And
he's
I don't know.
The Dragon
he's the Dragon
Reborn.
Reborn. Yeah. It's like this tall, red hair, gray eyes. You can't miss him.
Yeah.
Probably plays a flute. That's the guy.
Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah.
I've seen him. Yeah. It's like we're right beside the White Cloaks turf.
Yeah,
like,
I know. It's
oh
so
man.
Bad. Okay,
yeah.
so luckily it's okay though.
Yeah, like really lucked out here.
For now.
For now. Okay.
For now.
Yeah.
But it's okay for now. And we also find out that Rand, when he was here, also was acting super crazy.
Super crazy.
Shocker.
Yeah.
So he was yelling about someone following him and trying to kill him, and like woke them all up in the middle of the night screaming. And then he left by saying that one of us has to die, and I mean it to be him.
Yeah, which is like really inconvenient that now there's like a bunch of people looking for Rand. So Simeon is like justified and is like, this guy said people are following him and gonna murder him.
And Loyal's like, don't worry, we're his friend.
We're friends.
We're
And he said,
friends.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Phew, I was worried.
Yeah.
But that's a big thing. So we know that Rand had like the feeling on his way from White Bitch to Camelin that they were being followed. We had the whole thing with the Fade.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you remember way back when,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, is it a similar situation? Because Moiraine clearly thinks
Well,
that.
I think it's a dream situation.
Okay.
It's a following him in his dream situation, I think.
Assuming that Rand is sleeping at all.
Yeah.
Again,
But
if you don't
I
sleep,
do-
you don't have dreams.
That's true. I do think, though, that it's a dream situation, and that whole Fade Trolloc attack
Yeah.
like solidified it for Rand. He's like, because people died,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And so he's thinking, no one else dies for me. I leave. I'm being followed, and I'm gonna go kill
Yeah. Yeah.
the Dark One or something. I don't even know what he's thinking. So I'm thinking like things escalated really quickly, because now Rand is not only just like yelling at Moiraine and saying crazy things to Perrin, but he's in this village
Mhm.
by himself with strangers, and he's just like yelling about everything. Like, this is bad. This is really bad. The last time he was like by himself with strangers was in Kyrian,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
he had tact. He
Well-
didn't want to play their game, and there were some aspects of a little bit of craziness, but he knew not to like yell about someone wanting to kill him and following him and whatever.
So
Like,
what's happening to Rand?
He's going crazy.
Like, are we talking madness crazy?
Madness crazy.
Like, are we finally,
100% madness crazy. He's going crazy.
we're seeing the effects of the taint on Sidene?
100%.
Wow. Okay.
But I think more than not,
Yeah.
I think if he could be constantly getting it every time he wants to touch it,
Yeah.
he would probably be less crazy. I think the fact that he can't grab it every time he wants to is like not helping the craziness.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not like the reverse where it's like the more you touch the tainted Sidene, the worse it is.
Mm-mm. I think it's a
Okay.
mental game.
Okay.
And I think the fact that he can only do it sometimes is
Yeah.
really driving him nuts.
Okay. So it's like a little bit of tainted madness and
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a whole
Whew.
slew of things with this guy.
yeah, there we
He's
go.
He's a mess. So Loyal tells this guy, don't worry, we're friends. Perrin says, we're going to help him. And then Simeon goes, I knew it. I knew that she was an Aes Sedai. Do you think she can help my brother?
Hopefully.
And I just went, oh no, this is not good. But Perrin goes, you know what? I'm going to go talk to Moiraine for you. I
yeah,
was like,
no problem.
what? Like, why? Why, Perrin? Like, he's so bad. At
He's just
everything.
he's going with it.
So Loyal is going to stay here and keep him company and talk about trees.
Yep.
So that's cool.
And really bores Simeon.
yeah.
Like he does not appreciate the conversation Loyal's bringing up here.
I don't know. When they get back, they're like talking about the setting. He's like looking at him with wonder.
Okay, okay.
I think he's interested.
Is he? And then
Yeah.
he like straight quickly like gets up and he's like, oh, okay.
Well, it's because he's in the presence of an Aes Sedai now.
Oh, okay. It's always kind of funny. It's like, is he actually interested or is
I
like
think he was
Loyal
interested.
just like boring with tree facts?
Probably that.
Yeah.
but-
I had some tree facts on a fun fact. I hope you learned something about trees.
When? A long time ago?
General Sherman,
Oh, yeah.
the bulky, the girthiest of trees.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Shh. No one cares about your tree facts, turns out.
I bet some people care about
No,
it. Yeah.
no one cares. Okay. So Perrin goes to Moiraine's room and busts in to interrupt her conversation with Lan. Perrin right away is like, guys, Rand's been here, and that guy remembers him. And Moiraine hisses through her teeth, which is like my favorite thing that she does. Like, I can just like picture like that's how mad she is. And and then Lan growls at him. So she's hissing, Lan's growling. It's hilarious. And she was like, oh, and Lan says, you were told to keep your mouth shut.
Yes.
And he did not. So turns out Moiraine doesn't need Perrin's help.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. It's
Like-
like all the time they're getting their information
Yeah.
their
And
way.
he's like, well, how are we supposed to find information if we don't ask anyone? And she's like, you stupid idiot. Like, I'm an Aes Sedai and I'm way smarter than you. Like, maybe you should just like listen to me for once. But nope. So she knows from all the crazy stuff that's going on here that Rand was here. And Perrin asks if his madness is catching. This is when they have that whole conversation.
Yeah.
And she says, no, he's just a crazy strong tWoTcast, and he's messing up everyone's lives that he comes into contact with. He's even stronger than Arthur Hawkwing, who could cheat at gambling.
Yes, he could. So the whole tWoTcast thing and the
Wasn't
strength of
Matt
it,
really good and lucky with the gambling in Faldara? Isn't he tWoTcast?
he is, and he was like lucky with the gambling thing, and then like the Shine
That's
Arms
what I
wouldn't let
picked up
Loyal
on-
play. So
Well, that was different. But I
Yeah.
picked up on the whole Arthur Hawkwing could make the cards and dice go his way.
okay.
But
What are you connecting? I feel like you're connecting
well,
something.
there was
I don't
a thing
know.
about Matt being good at cards and dice or something, or at dice,
Yeah.
and he's tWoTcast. So
So,
maybe
like-
he can make the dice go his way.
Sure. Okay.
No?
Okay. Yeah. Matt can make the dice go his way,
Sure, he's tWoTcast. And if Arthur Hawkwing could,
but why not Matt?
why not?
Okay. Can Rand also?
Probably. He
He'd
just
make
doesn't
the
try.
dice get married or something.
He just
Is
doesn't
that
try.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He has no time for fun. Rand has no time right now. He's too busy going crazy. So
I have to let you know, because I love the people that are listening to us right now, and they are all on my side with the tree facts.
Oh.
So yes, thank you. Thank you to everyone listening. Go and donate your money if you can
Sure.
to the charity. That's great.
Oh yeah. Also
Yeah.
that.
You can't look at the chat though. It's
I
okay.
won't look at the chat.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
I'm getting my notes ready. Okay. So Perrin is so literal here that he's like, oh, so Rand's just gonna leave a trail of weddings and white cloaks going crazy. And it's like, well,
Not
no,
exactly,
not
yeah.
exactly that, but he's gonna influence people that he interacts with.
The way it kind of like lays out in this chapter is that like tWoTcast, if you're like as powerful as Rand seems to be, it's like it makes people more susceptible to doing the things that they might do. So that's like all the weddings, right? It's people who are susceptible to it might actually go ahead with it.
Okay, so Perrin breaks the news that Simeon knows that she's an Aes Sedai and wants him to help his brother. Wants her to help his brother.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, oh, Joe's coming on in here, but we're going to keep talking because we still have like 15 minutes on our slot.
Are we still good? Okay.
Oh, we can let him in when we want.
Oh,
Or maybe he's here. I don't actually know. I have no idea how
He's
this
like
works.
the maker of this, so I don't know. I think he has full control.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Okay. So I lost my thought here. That's okay. Is he in there?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
I thought
Oh, he said whenever you
thought
want.
you
Yeah,
looked.
whenever you're
Okay.
ready. Yeah.
So Moraine and Lan stare at each other for a moment, and then Moraine says no. And Lan is slightly disappointed, like she's made the wrong choice. And I thought she was saying no to healing the brother.
Yeah, it does read like that the first time.
She's saying no to killing the guy.
To Lan going and murdering him like right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
And Lan was on board with that.
Oh, he was 100% going to go and murder Simeon.
Yep.
And it makes sense because they are dangerously close to Amadicia, and you have to assume anywhere close to there is like
If there's
Aes Sedai are
Aes
here,
Sedai, yeah.
they get killed. Like
Yeah.
there's no questions asked. Like
Yeah.
Moraine's in trouble.
Okay, so she is gonna go try to see his brother after all, and they go to where Loyal is telling Simeon all about the Steadings,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
great. And Moraine says that she will see to his brother and do what she can, and that Perrin will come too, but not Lan.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't read anything into this until the end of the chapter, and then I thought more about it.
Yeah.
Did she somehow know about this? Because I think she wanted Perrin to see this.
Okay, go on with that.
That's all I
Yeah.
got.
That's all you got?
I think that, well, no, it's not. It's never all I got. I
Okay.
think that Moraine wanted Perrin
To see
to
the other.
see this wolf guy.
Okay.
Because why specifically, why can Perrin go with her?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
it makes zero sense in context of like, why would in this one specific situation, Maureen say, yeah, Perrin, come with me.
Yeah.
Because he's all the protection I actually need and not Lan.
Like that doesn't make any sense.
We do know that Maureen has a lot of friends in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So maybe she heard something about another wolf man.
Maybe. I think that she knew. I think she wanted Perrin to see this.
Somehow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's where things get good and interesting. So he leads them out to the alleyway to like this barred door where we meet Noam.
Yes.
And he is all crazy and wild. And then Perrin notices his golden eyes.
Ooh, okay.
So
Here we go.
Simeon says that he was talking crazy for about a year, telling people he could talk to wolves.
Yes.
And I just went, oh man.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is crazy because I was getting on Perrin for being like, you're not going to turn into a wolf. You're not going to forget you're a man.
Yeah.
Of course, that's never going to happen. Like, I thought he was just too paranoid.
Yeah. Like he's overreacting to the situation. It's like, embrace the wolves, man. Why not?
Yeah.
But because it turns out
the only instance we have is Elias,
who's like a little bit
little wonky,
off.
whatever, but nothing like this.
Yeah, it seems like
this
Noam
is crazy that this could happen.
Went full wolf.
Full wolf.
Okay.
I know he did. He went full wolf. And so about a month ago, he didn't come to town, and then Simeon found him like this.
Yes.
So
that's interesting that there's like a differentiation here where it's like,
yeah,
maybe 1 week he was fine, the next week he was not.
He was not.
Like, I don't really know how often people come into
town.
So
Perrin reaches out his like wolfy feelers
yes
to Noam and sees what the man is thinking. And it's all about like running in the wolves and killing and not good. And so Perrin like goes weak and shuts him out again. And then Moiraine goes in the room to see him, and Perrin warns her about him being dangerous. So he is like snarling and growling at her, but then she like backs him into the corner and kneels and puts her hands on his head. And then for like a moment, nothing happens. And then she gets up and leaves. And as soon as the door is closed, he like starts growling and throwing himself at the door, trying to get at them again.
Yeah. So
I
she
thought Perrin was going to reach out and try to like talk to him to calm him down.
Yeah, and we get this whole back and forth with Perrin too, where he's like fully shutting off the wolves again after like, and you know, they just saved them in the valley, and now he's like shutting them off again. So it's hard because this is literally everything that Perrin is afraid of.
Yeah.
And we didn't know it was a possibility.
I really thought it wasn't.
But apparently,
really, this was surprising to me. Yeah.
It's a possibility. So like in kind of Perrin's justified.
Yeah. So she tells Simeon that there is nothing she can do for him. There is nothing in his head where he remembers being a man. Like, that guy's gone. And Moiraine leaves, but Perrin stays behind to talk to Simeon and convinces him that he can't just leave him here. Says, like, he's going to die either here or out there. He might as well be free. And then, so he lets him go. Were you laughing at the cats?
Yeah, our cats are having a cat fight over there, so. Okay. I wish you could see that, but
yeah, it's all good.
Very Lion King-esque.
Where was I? Oh, I'm just wrapping up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just with the end there with
Oh yeah, So Perrin leaves the door open, and Noam runs out on all fours into the night, and Perrin thinks, light help us both.
Yes, and again, all of his fears coming true.
So bad. And then Simeon tells Perrin that like they didn't always keep him in there, but they locked him away here because when the White Cloaks came, they were talking about Perrin Ibarra with gold eyes.
Okay,
who's on the dark friend list.
He's on the list. He made the list, and then there's like, oh man, another guy with the yellow eyes. So maybe that one guy's, Perrin Ibarra, because like the White Cloaks obviously aren't going to do a lot of like research on like, is this the actual guy?
Of course not.
So
Perrin says, well, do you think Perrin Ibarra is a dark friend? And then Simeon says, a dark friend wouldn't care if my brother lived or died.
Okay. Honestly, I tear up at this. This is like the saddest thing.
One.
Every time I read this like part, it's like Simeon 100% I can ask you your opinion, but it's like Simeon knows that
100%.
Perrin is Perrin.
Oh yeah, and he says,
Yeah.
like, it's so great that you found Moraine to heal you before it was too late. I wish she was here a month ago to like save my brother. Oh,
but it's like too
so
late,
sad.
and it's like it's so sad.
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of like Moraine. We know that technically it's not Moraine who like saved Perrin. If anything, it's Elias, because we got that whole stuff about the intermediary. It's like who helped you through the transition, if you will.
Yeah.
And it was Elias for Perrin.
Oh yeah. Well, we know it wasn't. Like I don't even think that she can heal him from.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
Stuff,
it's like,
right? Like,
Moraine has got nothing to do with it, but it's like so touching that Simeon, feels that way. So.
Yeah. Okay, so then Perrin asks for his meal in his room so that people don't notice his eyes.
Yep.
Simeon is happy to help, says you don't have to leave your room until you're ready to leave the village.
Because 100% everyone else knows that there's a Perrin with
They have
yellow
some
eyes.
kind of moment, and Perrin says that Simeon is a good man.
It's very touching.
Yeah, and that's the end of this
Sarfeld.
chapter.
Yeah.
That's going to be the end of this episode.
Yeah. And we have Joe.
We do have Joe.
Yeah.
But first,
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
Let's
There we
admit
go.
him in here. I
Hey, I
don't know
think
if I
Tom's
did it
jumping
right.
on,
Did you
too.
do it? Did I do it right?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah. There's no way to know.
Ask to unmute.
I am muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you. But Tom is sitting there too.
Tom is sitting there, and he needs to unmute himself, and he's probably thoroughly inebriated at this point. So
Nice.
That's fair. Okay.
Excellent.
we'll
How about
see.
you, Joe? Are you thoroughly inebriated?
I think I'm mildly inebriated.
That's good.
You should probably take
It's
another
more.
shot.
It's
with
more
Brett.
exhaustion for me at this point.
Oh, well, you got a long way
How'd
to
you
go,
guys
man.
do?
Yeah, it's only like 22 hours or something.
Yeah.
Left.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish up our episode recording here,
Okay.
and I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
say
yeah.
that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
It's a really fun way to end the show.
Yeah,
job.
there we go.
All right, I'm gonna
Um,
save that because that's
Probably.
the most important.
I missed a lot of the chat in the last couple minutes here because we were trying
Oh
to
yeah, we zoomed to the end.
we
of
raced to
the
the end so we could finish everything, but
so we could finish our episode here, so we don't leave the people hanging.
Apparently, everyone can't see Tom, but I think it's just because of the delay.
Oh,
oh,
That's the problem.
Hey, Tom.
That better?
Yeah.
Hey. Guys, awesome show.
Yeah.
thank you.
thank you. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I
Congrats
enjoyed
on
the dynamic.
child.
Thank you.
How do you discuss the books with her without spoiling anything?
Well, we
Just
don't
like
talk
this.
about
Yeah.
spoilers. Yeah.
I would lose my mind.
That's impossible.
It's a lot of speculation, and then it's like it's also a lot harder as I drink more and more and more, because it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, my brain's trying to filter itself, which usually
Does
is
she
like,
do the thing like where she's like, "Hey, what about this?" And you're like, "Oh, I wonder."
All the time.
yeah, it's a hand over the mouth. So
All the
Yeah.
time.
yeah,
And then it gets
Yeah.
annoying for me, so then I just sometimes don't say things, and I don't.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good
It's like,
call.
I'm not gonna voice my thoughts to you anymore.
Good
Yeah.
call.
You're just gonna
I-
snidely not answer me.
Running
I
upstairs
found the best
to get
way-
that. Good call to get that.
yeah. This was a gift from one of our patrons. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
someone
So,
sent it
yeah,
to us.
yeah.
Well
Oh,
worth
cool.
well worth it. And
Yeah,
you
we
were
need to
back
do
at
more
like
video
at the
things
speed
so
of light.
people-
That was so fast.
I knew where it was.
Guys, you did a great job. We're at $1,235. We're at 24%.
Hey, nice.
Yahoo!
Okay,
Incredible.
that's
Thanks
good.
to
Yeah.
everybody.
No one took
Moving
me up on the
quick, moving
$20,000
along.
offers, so like,
No one
I'm
can
a
Yeah,
little
name-
no one
upset.
took you
No
up
one
on that
can name our
20,000
baby?
the baby.
Yeah, no one
It's
decided
amazing.
to name our child for us. You
I
know?
gotta say, if I had a spare $20,000, I would have done it.
You know, I can honestly say the same thing. But,
What
you
would
know.
have been your choice?
Actually,
Yeah, here
if
we
I had
go.
a-
Yeah,
if I had a spare $20,000, I would not have done it because you were still so like, give me $20,000 and maybe you can name my baby.
yeah.
Oh,
If
I don't want to
give
go
you
on
20
You weren't
promises in
quite-
front of my
you
wife
weren't
here like
quite
that.
If I give you
committed to the
$20,000,
$20,000
I want to
It's
guarantee
hard
that I
for
can
sure.
name the
Hard
baby.
for sure.
You are the godfather. There you go.
No.
as long as it's not
Yeah.
boars.
I would have named the baby spoilers.
Spoilers.
Okay.
No, I mean like I
Like
can't
Little
I
baby
can't
spoily.
I can't tell you what I would name the baby right now because it would be a spoiler. So
Oh, it's a spoiler.
Ooh, okay, I like that. Okay.
So when
Yeah,
his
I told Brett to
$20,000
suggest
donation
names from
comes
later
in,
in the series.
Yeah.
If
Let me
he
know-
suggests
let me
names from
know.
later in the series, I would never know.
yeah, let me know when you get to chapter 32 of book 11, and
That's
then
very
I'll
specific.
send you a check for $20,000
Cool.
because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Now we have this on recording, just so you know.
Yeah,
So.
Cyber Smile can hold you accountable for
Yeah.
that.
That's fine.
Anyway, good job, guys. You did a great job.
Thank you so much.
I guess we're gonna do a weird transition into part 2 here.
Yeah, I don't think this part was thought too much through. I was talking to the
Not at all.
I've because I talked to the fourth tWoTcast guys.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do us like handing it over to them, we could
Yeah.
pop into that room quickly to like
That's
say
true.
hi and bye.
You could do that. That is true. You could do that. If you want to do that, you can. By all means. I mean, that's.
I don't know. It's whatever you guys. It's your vision.
I mean,
it's your baby.
It's not us.
So.
It's you and them. You're handing it to them. So whatever.
I'm not confident enough to do any of this, so it's like it's all her. Yeah.
It's funny that anyone thinks any of this was thought through.
Exactly.
But
So the
it's
basically
working.
what's going on a technical basis here is like YouTube doesn't allow us to stream for more than 8 hours. This has
Right.
not been remotely 8 hours for part 1, but I want to get some sleep tonight. So the next chunk is a larger chunk of time.
It's actually
So
smart. That's a good
basically,
way to do it. So
We're going to end this stream and then we're going to pop over to part 2. And part 2 will start with Fourth Age podcast and our Fourth Barbarian podcast. Sorry. And then and the Wheel Weaves ends this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on, and thanks to everybody who donated and
Yeah.
participated in our
absolutely.
chat and asked questions, and we had a lot of fun. This was
Guys,
great.
thank you,
Wheel
thank you
Weaves, Danny
so
and Brett.
much.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of this. That was awesome, guys.
It really meant a lot.
So are we going to the other one?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
That's up to you guys.
Okay.
We
I
can't.
think it's probably
No, we're good.
I think it's probably
Yeah,
fine.
we'll jump to the next one.
Okay.
Sounds great.
All right, we're gonna
Thank you,
leave you
guys.
guys, and then
Thanks,
part
everyone.
2 will take place shortly after this.
It's great. Okay. Do we say bye? Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye. See you
Goodbye.
guys.
Goodbye.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Bye.
I think we're the host now.
do we just end it still?
Yeah.
You don't pass. Okay.